Hello, everyone. This is Alcabir, the analyst, and today I will be talking Chris Sims. I will be talking Chris Sims, and let me break down this video real quick and see why he believe in the Eagles. Chris Sims is a big critic of the Eagles, big critic of Jalen Hurts. He's a Jalen Hurts hater, but about to listen to this video, and anybody could come up, could start a panel, anything. If you want to come up, definitely just click on the link that's pinned to the top of the chat, and let's get to this.
I've had 12 wins last year. They were the 3 seed in the NFC. 10.5.
Yo, what's good, man?
I'm going under here.
What's
I'm
up?
going
What's
under.
up?
I don't see 11 or 12, and they're. I could see 10 maybe.
So
I think
let's
realistically,
see what Chris Sims talking about.
as I go through it, I feel like I could see like a 9-8 football team here. Their team didn't get better this offseason. I don't where any area you can look at and go.
Actually, agree with that. 9-8 for the Cowboys. They didn't get better. O-line is, I don't know about the Cowboys, man. Look like they don't, but we'll get back to this video.
Oh, it got better. All right. So there's concerns there, right? Receivers are less
Facts.
than. Ezekiel Elliott is a year older. Offensive line with no Tyron Smith is not going to be as good as we want it to be. D-line,
Mind you, Tyron Smith, I believe, is hurt, if I'm not mistaken. Bro is hurt. So I don't know what the Cowboys going to do.
No Randy Gregory, and we're hoping Dante Fowler's a good guy off the edge. I like their secondary and linebackers. They're really good there. They got depth and talent, so I like that. But I don't see them being as good as last year. I don't. As much as I respect Dak Prescott and think he's a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Why are you on his head like that, man?
And I know this with the Cowboys.
Why are you on his head like that?
They're one of those teams where you think, oh, man, is their offense and defensive line?
That cut is trash, though. That cut is definitely trash. Mind you, I got a whole afro, but that cut is trash.
Going to be as good. But they're one of those teams like we talked about with the Steelers having the eye for the receiver position. The Cowboys have an eye for big people. They are very good at that, to where you go, oh, I didn't, this guy down their depth chart last year, here he is a second teamer now, and he's a damn good player. They always seem to have a few that come up the ranks.
Look, I bet you the Cowboys, he think the Cowboys going to go to the playoffs. I actually think that it might be Washington and the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to win that division, though. But I don't know. It's too many injuries on that team.
I didn't know much about this guy. So that's where, I don't want to count them out totally here, but I certainly don't think they're going to be as good, and I'm going under all the way.
Definitely trash.
10.5. So I have a feeling
stupid trash.
We've already talked a little bit about the rosters, excluding the quarterback.
Yeah.
Last time you're going to be high. You're
Good
going to be
looks, man.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
They're 9.5.
Thank you.
They had 9
Weapon
wins
X,
last
that's
year.
my
They
guy.
squeaked into the playoffs, and then
It's definitely my guy. I got to pause the video for my guy. Always supporting. I go to his videos to watch highlights, even though I post them here and there, but Weapon X definitely be having them.
So they got into the playoffs. They had wished they had not gotten into the playoffs because the Bucs just destroyed them. But it's a new year. Got some great draft picks, some big.
So how are we going to
9.5 for the Eagles?
Over.
Confidently over.
Yes.
I see what you say about the Eagles.
I think the Eagles are going to be one of the best teams in the NFC.
Wow.
Yes.
Did he say that? With a trash quarterback? Best team in the NFC? That don't make sense. Your quarterback trash. What is he talking about? He left Jalen Hurts outside of his top 40. He had Munn in there who just was released and picked up by the Browns, who got cut. But let's see what he said. Let's see what he said. Why?
I love Nick Sirianni. I like their defense. Gannon coaching that side of the ball.
This is how you know he don't watch no Philly sports. He said he like Gannon. Come on, bro. Do any of us really, really, really like Gannon like that? Come
on. They got support staff of assistants.
Yo, the only thing that's literally in question right now is the coaching staff. We got everybody but the coaching staff. I mean, all right, look, Gannon, if you give what's the Denver Broncos? Well, previous head coach. If you give him that defense, that's a Super Bowl defense. But with Gannon, don't know. Oh, thank you, my guy, for the $2 super chat. Weapon X, salute to you, man. Salute to you. But let's get back to this video. What? Oh man, I don't know, man, Jeremiah. I don't know about this, but let's see.
Assistant coaches that I like, and then like you're talking about the roster's real, and yeah, I worry about Jalen Hurts if the run game or they can't play a suck. Can he dice you up passing the ball? Yeah, sure, but there's only a few teams in football that I think I'm really worried about that, and he's gotten better. I mean, I
gotta give him his props. You know, he said he gotten better. I don't know. Yeah, Vic Fangio. Yeah, I mean, if you give him that defense we got, top 5 defense. Now I know Jonathan Gannon is going to protect the pass, but I'm afraid about the pass rush, especially with all the questions. Is Hassan Reddick going to rush? Of course, he should rush, but
I like the way he looked in the preseason, and I know he's a worker, and he's unflappable that way. And then you look at their schedule, okay?
I give him that too. I mean, let him break down the schedule, but the schedule is like really, really, really favorable. Like we got something going on with that schedule. Okay, I won all those games against the NFC West. Hurts was throwing with Herbert and Mahomes and Carr, but exactly the only team I said that like legit beat us out of those teams was the Raiders. But if you got Carr throwing like 80-90%, but I think they beat us all around because that's what the game Mouse got hurt. Yeah, I agree. I agree. We got the wide receiver. We got the defense. We'll see. I agree with that. We got to give Gannon the same energy because you gotta see what he can do. We definitely got to see what he can do. Let's get back to
again,
this.
the NFC East has got the NFC North and the AFC South, which is 2 pretty favorable divisions.
Look at that schedule.
Look at the first 6 games, Ahmed.
Yeah.
Is there like legitimately a team on that there?
And mind you, this is the Cardinals without D-Hop. I mean, they're going to have Hollywood Brown, but this is the Cardinals without D-Hop. The only game I look at, and I'm like, I don't know, it's the week 2 game. It's the Vikings. The Vikings because they good. They are good, but Kirk Cousins don't show up in big games. He don't show up in Monday night games or Sunday night games. So actually, I'm thinking about going to that
right
game.
There. And again, I know this is on paper, everybody, but there's not a team in the first 6 weeks that has the same roster as the Eagles. So I go, they have a chance here to get off to an incredible start. They really do. Their roster's better than the Lions and Vikings. I'm not even going to hesitate. It's better than the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
You know I like the Jaguars and their young talent, but it's better than them, and they're more battle-tested. The Cardinals, okay, hey, that at Arizona, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, it was good. Good.
Yeah, we're good, man.
Nothing much. Just watching this video, bored.
I mean, to be honest, I see us being like 3rd to like a 5th seed. I mean, 1st seed, that's kind of like a reach. I mean, but we see. I still believe in like all the talent that we have. So I say at best like 3rd seed at best right now.
So who you think the 2 teams that's gonna have a better record? Like just flat out better.
Flat out.
Yeah.
Like I say the Rams. I mean, number 2. Months. It's kind of. Man, that was tough.
I'm thinking of 2 teams, but you said one of them the Rams.
The 2nd seed would be like Tampa Bay. To be honest, because Brace still does. So that would say, 3rd seed would be fine with me. So because 3rd seed basically play play the 60. I get 60. I think. Like,
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's how it go.
yeah, that's
First
like
seed is like week off, then second play the seventh seed, and third play the sixth, and
yeah,
fourth play the fifth.
yeah,
Something like that. But the two teams I'm thinking about is the Bucs and the Rams.
yeah.
But
Me
the
too.
only reason why I probably edge us to first seed, maybe I'm overhyping it a bit, is if you look at that schedule, it's favorable. Whereas though the Rams and the Bucs, they got some teams to play. Like
Yeah,
like we could legit go 6-0 and then have
like,
the bye and come back against the Steelers, but
I
I
mean,
don't
yeah,
know.
like I mean, yeah, but true. I mean, true, but at the same time, I mean, like our first 6 games. I mean, like we could go 6-0 the first 6 games, but like, if you want to be realistic, I ain't gonna lie. One of them games, I mean, one of them games that I see us losing, and like probably gonna go like 5-1, like on the 6 games. I mean, but we see though. I mean, but we see about that though.
Yeah. And I think that Cowboys game is at home.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, I mean, at best 6-0, at worst 5-1.
yeah. But you never know. It's the NFL. Injuries can
Yeah.
happen. Anything can happen. It's not
Yeah.
like the NBA, like it's really easy to predict. But the NFL, you never know. We don't know how the Lions gonna be. You know, the Vikings is gonna be something. But just looking at it and going by last year, you know Carson Wentz gonna want his get back. And I think we're going to Washington. So
I mean,
that's it.
I mean, I mean, like 2 months with you. I mean, I really ain't worried about Washington 2 months because I mean, let's be real here. I mean, Washington. I mean, who they got at like offensive line? I mean, like, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like, you want to be honest. I mean, Washington don't got no offensive line, and 2 months Washington don't got no linebackers. Like, they don't got no depth at secondary like that. So I mean, like, they easy. I mean, they really easy base to expose. To be honest,
And they
and
ain't going.
and like they also, I mean, like they won't have Chase Young
Mm-hmm.
for about the first 4 games. So I mean, so like they should be a body. To be
They,
honest,
they should.
I mean, they
They
should be a body.
should.
Like I mean, like I'm not trying to sound like arrogant, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying because I'm looking at the Washington Commanders, like the whole team, and I'm saying to myself, like I mean, like they don't got no offensive lineman. I mean, we could easily get to Carson Wentz, like real easily.
I think so too. I heard he was having problems with that, like getting out the pocket and just taking sacks in
I
training
mean,
camp. But
like,
it's training camp.
but also, also, like I took a look at, I watched some of their preseason game, and like when I look at the offensive line, I said to myself, yeah, they bad. Their offensive line, sure, but their offensive line is not that good.
And we could just keep rotating, just rotate.
I mean,
Like
like,
the,
I mean, I say this. I mean, like the easiest way to beat Washington this year, basically cause pressure, cause havoc up front. Simple. Like, it's really simple. And like, and like, I mean, like I give Washington. Like they did put whippers around him, but it won't matter. I mean, like they got offensive line problem. So like whippers don't matter unless you got offensive line. Unless you got like a line.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm
but
definitely with you.
yeah.
Because our defensive line is no joke.
Yeah, I mean, like that's why I say because like, I'm not worried about Washington because we can easily cause havoc, like against them and stuff like that.
Yeah. Let's see what this guy Chris Sims got to say.
Oh
We know
man,
the Cowboys will be tough,
he be
but I still
trolling.
look at it and go all the way through and go,
See, this is what I mean, right? Soon as I click on it, he said the Cowboys are going to be tough. How you feel about their offensive line? They got to sign Jason Peters. How you feel about this?
Hey, I say this, man. Their offensive line basically in shambles. I looked at Dallas wide receiver core. That junk is so trash. Like I'm sorry, that junk is so trash. Like they got practice squad basically playing like the number 2, number 3s, all that stuff. And I was saying to myself, yeah, man, trash, man. I mean, what's the point for that right now?
See, they about to go through what we went through. I think that was 2019, whereas though we had to have the grad wars and all that. And we seen Dak without weapons. Remember before Amari Cooper came, They're like, yo, I don't know about this guy Dak, but they really needed the number one. But we'll see if CD Lamb could really step up and be that guy. We'll see. But Dak for the past couple years had weapons.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, Lamb. To be honest with you, I mean, he haven't proved to us like he's number one because like, he never ever went up against like number one cornerbacks. I mean, he always played in the slot. So like, so this year, I mean, I suspect him to struggle because he's going against the best corners. And I mean, also, I mean, like, even to be real, that Prescott without whipping, he's average at best. If I mean, you want to be honest, I mean, like without whippings, he just average. So like,
seen it.
So basically, Chris Sims basically calling Dak Prescott top 10. Like I laughed at that. I laughed because if you look at what like if you look at everything, I mean his body of work, and like if you take away his, I mean like if he does not have a legit number one, he struggles. I mean he struggles. So like,
fact.
So I mean I'm not afraid of Dak. And I mean that offensive line is going to be a shambles. So, so like I mean this is the perfect time to basically take full advantage of Dallas this year. But it is with them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jeremiah, I agree with that because it was a couple. It was the only game I'm thinking of off the head that we could have won, and it was more just bad play calling by Nick Sirianni, was that 49ers game. That 49ers game, Gannon did his job. I'm not going to lie. He did his job. He held them, to 17 points?
I mean, hey, yo, that game right there.
Was like, frustrating.
I mean, Nick Sirianni pissed me off so bad that game because his play call, I was like, what am I watching? like what am I watching? And because we would easily drop down the field against San Fran. Like we would easily drop down the field. Once it gets to red zone, we couldn't do nothing. And I was saying to myself, like, I mean, like, what's going on here? I mean, like, why we can't score in the end zone? And this man up and calling like Philly specials. I'm like, what? I'm like, what's going on here?
When he called that, I'm like, oh man, like Quez got us right there. We like, why don't just run the ball? Just keep trying to run the ball.
Like,
he was really
and I did, like, to be honest with you, like, I mean, I could name like about like 3 games like we could. I mean, I could name 3 games off bad like we could easily won. 2 minutes like we could have went 12-5. To be honest.
Yeah, like the Giants game, Gannon did his job. That's the game we lost, but Hurts was bad that game. The whole offense was just bad that game. I don't know what it was.
Hey, yo, did crazy about it because Jalen Hurts was so bad, but he still threw 2 game-winning touchdowns, and then Joe was dropped it. Well, I mean, actually, to be honest with you, Jalen Hurts actually threw 3 touchdowns that game because Ray Ward dropped the ball like basically that time, and then Jalen Hurts, did Jalen Hurts things and dropped the ball.
He dropped 2 of them things. And what made me mad when he got to the press conference, instead of beating himself up about it, he said those was just some drops. I'm like, oh man, this might cost us from going to the playoffs or anything.
And then also I would say like one of the other games I could say like it either was one of the Chiefs or the Chargers game because like one of them games our offense didn't punt not once. And like our defense is so trash, and like we give up like 42 points, like man, y'all crazy.
But,
but also like that Chiefs game,
defense was trash.
Chargers game. That Chargers game, like with 6 minutes to go in that game, how do you give up a 6-minute drive that basically ended the game? Like that just was crazy, and that's why like I just don't like John Gannon because like his defense is so passive. Like I just don't like it. Like I never liked it, that soft zone stuff. Like I never liked it. Like I always like wanted that aggressive defensive coordinator.
That's true.
Not passive.
I agree. I seen him bring us a couple blitzes here and there during the preseason. So hopefully we see it.
I mean, I seen it. But like, I mean, But like, I'm just waiting for the regular season though.
Your mom's favorite. What you think about this, man? Chris Sims, the biggest Hurts hater, think that we're gonna not only win the NFC East, but be the number one seed in the NFC.
Man, he trolling, man. He trolling. He's just trolling. He's trolling. He's trolling, bro. He is trolling, man. Like he's doing this for clicks. Like he do it. Like he said that just for clicks. Like I mean, like, it's really like national media. I mean, he gonna say some of the most outlandish things. I mean, such not.
Hey, let me get in here real fast, brother. My
fault.
First and foremost, I would like to say thank you for having me on your platform, Akaber. I'm subscribed. I've been following you for a while. I think you have dope content. I subscribe to a lot of you guys. I noticed there's a lot of you guys from my city that's putting it on for us, and I really appreciate the hard work and dedication you've been putting in on this. I've been trying to start my own platform, but it's like real life shit going on. Excuse me, it's like real life stuff going on. But I appreciate you, and thank you for having me on. But I was a guy in the comments that was saying this guy is like a true DH because he had Hurts outside the top 40 in the 2020 season. He had backup quarterbacks. He had everybody above him. Then this year, I seen this list. He had him at 25, but he had Justin Fields, Mac Jones, and a lot of guys that I felt didn't impress me over him. Like, for instance, like Mac Jones, it was a game where he didn't throw one pass. They just ran the ball. But nobody criticized Mac Jones' offense for running the ball, but they will criticize nobody criticized Mac Jones for his head coach taking the ball out of his hands for a game so they can win a game or lose a game. And they'll criticize our offense, which Jalen Hurts still threw the ball. He still threw the ball in the double digits. It just wasn't in the 20s. And they'll criticize that, they took the ball out of his hands so they can win. Nah. Why can't we just – why is it I mean, I'm sorry, man. But I'm sorry, man. I'm just like – it's just so much to say. And I haven't really talked on these sports yet. So, but this Chris Sims thing, he's picking us to go to the NFC Championship. It is hilarious because you know what he's going to do. If we don't get there, he's just going to blame Jalen Hurts. He's going to say it's his fault. Remember, he's going to be like, hey, guys, this is why I have him ranked at number 25. It's justifying his argument to belittle him pretty much and his skill set. That's how I feel about it.
I agree with that. And it's going to be crazy because I think it's going to be some games we win by us running the ball most of the time. And I think Jalen Hurts probably going to throw the ball like 15 times. Then it's going to be guys like him like, see, they could win despite Jalen Hurts. They could run the ball. They could do this. They could do that. But then I think it's going to be some games I think he could shoot it out with a couple of quarterbacks because
Jalen
of the Hurts we have.
Jalen Hurts is very, very underrated. Like, when he first was drafted, I didn't like it. I was like, why? We just gave Carson Wentz all this money. We already went through this with Nick Foles, who is my favorite quarterback because he won us a Super Bowl. And I felt like we should have kept him because honestly, I don't like the fact they even trashed Nick Foles, just like they're doing Jalen Hurts. But these are guys that people respect in the locker room. These are guys that guys want to ride for. These are guys that are true leaders. These are guys that really ingratiate themselves into the Philadelphia culture because they are Philadelphia Suns. Like, for instance, Nick Foles was the last quarterback that Andy Reid drafted. You know, Andy Reid was the GM of the team before he left. And that's the last person that we got. And that's the guy that got us the Super Bowl. He's not a backup quarterback. Nick Foles was not a backup quarterback. He was the heir apparent to Michael Vick. So, you know what we do? We trash the guys that want to play for us. We bash them. We down them. We always looking at the next guy's trash and then think that's treasure instead of looking at what we have and appreciating it and supporting it. And that's the sad thing about this fan base. And so I'm an oddball when it comes to this fan base because I support everybody we have drafted, even Jalen Rager that we just gave up. I hope he has much success. Shout out to him. I hope he has much success because he's a Philadelphia Sun. We drafted him. And how don't we know we might get him back and he might be more improved and might help us win the Super Bowl just like Nick Foles did years later. These are guys. Well, I'm not saying Jalen Rager, but these quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts, Nick Foles, pay attention, man. We got to pay attention. We got to appreciate these guys. Stop looking at them like, oh, this guy can only run. This guy, no, he does whatever it takes to win. These guys does what it takes to win, and that's what we need. We don't need Aaron Rodgers or who they got on the Vikings. We don't need those guys that's putting up these stats but can't win a playoff game or, never shows up in these playoff games. We need guys that's always available and a team want to rock for them.
I agree. I definitely agree. That was well said because I was one of those guys that said we should keep Wentz because only reason why it was an age thing. Like I didn't down Foles because I'm like, man, it's a tough decision because Nick Foles did do his thing. He was hot and won the Super Bowl. But I can't discredit those past games that Wentz did his thing, but I did not know Wentz was going to fall off like that. So it was more like we drafted him in the first round.
Don't get me wrong. I love Carson Wentz. I love Carson Wentz because we drafted him. He's a Philadelphia son. I would never bash Carson Wentz. He did help us get that Super Bowl. He put in that work. He was the MVP of that season. I don't care if they gave it to Aaron Rodgers. They always going to give it to Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. I don't like those guys because you know why I don't like those guys? They didn't play for the Philadelphia Eagles. They didn't help my team do anything. They went against my team. They the op. So I will never support them. I will give them their props as legends, as people that's putting in stats. And I will give them, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, these guys ain't nothing. But for me, as a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles, they're nothing to me. They're just ops that we have to go against. So I will never sit there and trash Jalen Hurts, trash Carson Wentz, trash Nick Foles, trash McNabb, trash any of these guys that play for my team and put in the green to say like these guys are who I want on my team. No, I want the guys that we got. That's who I want on my team.
You know what quarterback I will trash? Sam Bradford.
Oh my goodness.
He ain't no Eagle though, man. We
Because
got rid
that's
of him
Chip Kelly.
immediately.
That's Chip Kelly's mess, man. That's Chip Kelly's mess because he got rid of Nick Foles for Sam Bradford. And Nick Foles in his first year starting, remember, Nick Foles, just like Jalen Hurts, first year starting, playoffs. And lost in the first round, and they used it as an excuse to get rid of Nick Foles because he lost in the first round. We got him back. He got to the playoffs again, and he went all the way. So that's why when people saying Super Bowl this year, I say the same thing because I seen it before with Nick Foles. We did give him that chance. We didn't let him go. We didn't let him follow it up the next year. We got rid of him for Mark Sanchez and Sam Bradford. That's bullshit. So now Jalen Hurts, we gave him everything just like we gave Wentz in 2017. Who was able to give it to Nick Foles to take us all the way. We did the same thing this year. And I'm not saying this team is better than the 2017 team, but if we get to the Super Bowl, I'm not going to be shocked because, like, Jalen Hurts, he give the whole locker room a calmness. You listen to how the teammates talk about him and go back to 2017 and listen to how the teammates talked about Nick Foles. They said they give him a calmness. And they say they great human beings. Like, everybody, all races, all creeds, all backgrounds want to play for these guys, man. And that's how Philadelphia is represented because we all races, all creeds, all backgrounds, but they got that toughness, man. We like the underdogs. Everybody hate us, but we don't give a fuck because you know why? We're going to put in that hard work and dedication and we're going to get what we need to get. But the sad thing is, there's a lot of fan base that doesn't appreciate what we got. And that's the sad thing about it because it's like, yo, you see every day in the city, we grinders, man. We hustlers, man. We put in that work. So why do we want somebody that's already established? I want to see Jalen Hurts put that grind in. I want to hear y'all criticize him so he can keep putting that extra work in. So then he become the great that he's supposed to be.
My thing about the fan base too, they think it's like really easy to just win Super Bowls and win playoff games. We talking about Aaron Rodgers, right? GOAT. One Super Bowl. One. Can't get past the 49ers. The only guy that's like an anomaly who got multiple Super Bowls is Tom Brady. But if you really look at the other quarterbacks, even Patrick Mahomes, he don't got multiple. Like Josh Allen don't got none. I mean, Josh Allen can't get past the Chiefs. So sometimes it takes time with these guys, but I think our opportunity is now, though. I really do.
Akaber, that's facts. That's facts, brother. And you know what's also my favorite sport is boxing. You know, Philadelphia guys, we love to box. So, you know, I feel like besides boxing, everything else is a team effort. So that's why I appreciate guys like Nick Foles and Jalen Hurts because you need everybody to be in unison. It can't be one guy doing the other thing and everybody else doing something else. Everybody has to be pretty much one body. It's like they come together and they push for that championship. And that's how I gotta go. And that's why we were successful in 2017, because people like Nick Foles and people like Jalen Hurts. Like, look at the veterans on the team, like Jason Kelsey. I our right tackle, Lane Johnson. These are guys that's Super Bowl winners. And when Jalen Hurts talk to them, it's like they stand and salute when he's speaking to them. And he's only 24 years old. That's amazing. And that's beautiful to see because that shows that if the veterans is buying into this guy, the whole team bought into this guy.
Yeah, and in my eyes, I'm like, yo, if he was that bad as the media making it sound, why AJ Brown want to play for him? Why Jason Kelsey is just like, you know what? Let me just retire. We're gonna be bad. Why Fletcher Cox just didn't
Jason
want
Kelsey believes in Jalen Hurts. That's why he's coming back this year. He feel like they can get to the Super Bowl. Right. Don't y'all see? Actions speak louder than words. Trust me. And we know this from Philadelphia. It's in our blood. We don't like we listen to Joe ass people all the time, like Chris Sims, all day, every day. But we don't listen to it. We look at what you're doing, bro. Like you the bid, you a bid, we're gonna bid on you, bro. We're gonna bid on you if you're a bullshit, if you're a BSer, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I like, and that's another thing too. Jalen Hurts and these guys, the whole team, they it's like they follow his lead. They putting in that extra work. Everybody slimming down. Look at Lane Johnson, dude is a freaking beast right now, bro. No body fat. God is a brick wall. And they working out together. He had Lane Johnson Barn. I like that shit, man. That's just But yeah, let me I just saw another guy pop in here, so I was gonna let him get in.
No, he just left. But Michi, you've been quiet for a while. What you got on this?
I mean, everything you said, straight facts, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight facts.
Yeah.
But also I'll say this though. Like, take a look at Jalen Hurts' numbers. His numbers don't tell the entire story of how good he actually really is. Even want to be honest.
I agree. A lot of people like to say he have 16 touchdowns, but I'm the guy that say 26 because I'm like, don't rushing touchdowns matter. To me, he had over 3,100 passing yards. And he had about 700 plus rushing yards. And, some came out when they was like, do you think he's going to get over 4,300 yards, all-purpose yards? I'm like, yeah, that's
AJ Smith. AJ Smith in the comments. AJ Smith in the comments said, AJ Smith says, we need to see Jalen under center with more play action passes and bootlegs, just like the 49ers. I wholeheartedly agree. Jalen Hurts, if you look at Jalen Hurts, he actually passes better when he's under center, when he goes up to the single back formation and he passes. Like they said, he can't pass a left. Every time he passed a left accurately, it was under center from the single back formation. Like that passage, Dallas Goedert against the Broncos, all that was under from that single back formation. And you know why? Because they think going to run the ball. So they come up. And so it's easier to throw over these guys when they come in from the single back formation. And Jalen Hurts showed that he can do that. So they try to say Jalen Hurts can only play from the gun formation. That's not true. I seen him do it from all the formations. And if you listen to Shane Steichen last year in his press conferences, he talks about the fact that Jalen Hurts would check out of plays and try to read the defense and call another play that they dotted a play for him to call, but he will check out the play and he'll audible and then go for another play. And then he will find the right time to go for the play that they really want him to run. So
and all right. So then also I want to say this too. We being fooled to basically thinking Jalen Hurts is just his RPO quarterback, but in reality, he's not an RPO quarterback. You could basically give him any offense and he can run it. Even want to be honest.
Facts. Remember he said this. Nick Sirianni said this. Nick Sirianni said that he came up to him against. I think it was in a. It was, I don't know if it's the Chargers game or it was one of these games. He told the coach, call whatever you need to call. I'm going to make it happen.
Mm-hmm. That was against the
Saints,
was it the Chargers game? It was the Saints.
No, Saints game.
It was the Saints because he was dealing with that ankle injury and they was trying to keep him from running the ball. I think it was one of those games. He just call what you need to call. I'll run. I'll do it all. But what do you feel about this question? What do he need to improve in?
Okay.
I say,
I say this.
go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I say this. I mean, the only thing he need to prove on is just being on time and basically in the field. I mean, Jalen Hurts does have a strong arm. I mean, he have a strong enough arm. So, I mean, only thing he got to prove on is just being on time and basically in the field.
Yeah,
Vision. Yeah.
timing
Shout
is a
out.
big thing. Oh, go ahead.
Shout out to Weapon X NFL Eagles highlights. I'm subscribed to him too. And I like Weapon X because Brian Dawkins. So I appreciate you too, brother. Jalen Hurts needs to improve on everything. He needs to improve on, of course, his timing, and he got to improve on his trust with his receivers. But it's pretty hard to trust your receivers when they don't trust you. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, this is why it's a team effort. And I like the fact that the team won a ride for him because it's going to build that trust. And he's going to be really good this year just because of all the work they put in the offseason. And it's not because he got the same playbook. It's because he's building trust with these weapons. And I like what Jalen Hurts also said, I think back in July or June. He says, I'm the point guard. So I have to give the ball to the playmakers. And I see that his mindset really changed and he's really understanding the position a lot more than he did last year. Because I remember last year he said, I will do he's basically trying to say he had to do everything. Because I remember he said, Dad, I always feel like, why I gotta do this? Why I gotta do that? I think it was against the Saints or something like that. And he had to run in for that last touchdown to seal the game off. And he said, I was thinking like, dang, I gotta do this again. But now what he's saying now is that he's not going to try to do too much. He's going to let his playmakers. So whoever's open, he's giving them the ball. If that's Miles Sanders coming from the backside, or if that's Quez Watkins burning people down deep, whoever, he's giving that. He's going to play the point guard, and that's really the quarterback position, point guard.
See, my thing with Hurts too is that, which I think he's going to improve on. He used to players being wide open, like in college. Whereas though it was a couple times where when we was playing the Bucs, and I'm like, yo, Quez is open, but he gotta see it. He can't hold the ball for too long because they're blitzing at the same time. So he gotta put the ball right on the money and just trust his receivers going to go ahead and go get it, because you got to make those tight window throws. But I heard he been making them. I mean, and then you got a guy like AJ Brown who could just throw it up too. So it's just timing with me. It is. He got an arm to me personally.
I mean, you're absolutely correct, Bear. Absolutely correct. It's all about that trust. It's all about that trust. And luckily, he does have guys that trust him because he played with Devontae Smith back in Alabama. AJ Brown is best friends with him. Quez Watkins. It's so crazy. I didn't think everybody would be talking about him as much as they did, but I used to always be hype on Quez Watkins. He not only is he like, everybody talk about speed, but he has great hands, man, and he adjusted the ball very well. There's plenty of times when it's like 3 times last year when Jalen Hurts, a ball got tipped, and Quez Watkins adjusted while running, like in sprinting, and adjusted the ball and leaped up for it. Like it's crazy. Like, I think we have a lot of receivers that has very great hands, possession skills. Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, AJ Brown. I'm not really sure about Zach Pascal because I didn't really watch the Colts like that.
Pascal, he got good hands.
Who I'm worried about, I'm worried about though, and I know people probably gonna get on me about it, but Dallas Goedert, because
I agree, man. His hands are too unsure with me, but when he catch it, he is dangerous. But his hands he'll drop a couple.
But Dallas Goedert going to go crazy this year, though. He's going to at least have 1,000 yards. Because remember, we had Zach Ertz to like week 7, and we traded him to the Cardinals. And Dallas Goedert still ended the season with like 880 yards. That's crazy. So he's going to at least have, oh man, with all the guys that we got right now, that's going to leave him wide open. He's probably going to have 1,200 yards. I'm thinking. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this right now. I should do it on my own channel, but I'm going to say this right now on your channel because I respect you. I respect you, bro. And you got people in here, so I feel like Jalen Hurts going to go crazy, man. I feel like he's going to have like 40 touchdowns passing. Yeah, I know. Y'all can roll your eyes. And he's going to have 4,500. He's going to have 4,500 to 5,000 yards passing. I just feel it. I just feel like that. And I feel like you know why? Because I feel like Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen is going to be smart this time and start the season off running the ball, and then incrementally increase the reps of Hurts throwing the ball. I feel like against the Lions, you're going to throw the ball 20 times, and run the ball mostly because we beat the Lions badly just running the ball. We beat them. It was crazy.
I remember that game. So if Dallas Goedert, you believe gonna have like 1,000 yards, who's gonna have under 1,000? Somebody got to have under 1,000.
Zach
Everybody
Pascal.
can. So Smitty, AJ Brown, and Dallas Goedert.
Man, man. I mean, to be honest with you, to be honest, I mean, like I can see 3 receivers basically have 1,000 yards, like on this team.
Did we didn't bring nobody up from the depth chart after Jalen Reagor. It's still so right now we have 4 wide receivers right now that's in the rotation, which is AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, and Zach Pascal. I don't know if we're gonna bring up Deion. I like Deion Kane. The guys that did they bring up anybody yet?
No, they didn't bring up nobody yet. But if they bring up anybody, I think it's gonna be Covey or Allen because we need somebody for special teams. That's my opinion. I don't know.
Like, what you mean for punt returning?
Punt returning, kick returning. We don't have one because Greg Ward is gone. Rager is gone. We don't really have nobody that can return the ball. Quez can,
Boston
but
Scott.
I would not like him to. Boston Scott can, but he one of those guys I wouldn't want to either. Because I'm looking at those guys like, man, I don't want them to get hurt returning kicks.
How about Trey Sermon that we just picked up from the 49ers?
Waiver claim. Big guy, so he's not going to return nothing.
I mean, I said like, how about Gainwell?
Gainwell?
Yeah, Gainwell.
Do we really got experience? I don't know. I don't think I don't want him to return.
I like Gainwell. Either. I like Gainwell too. I like Gainwell. I love Miles Sanders though. I just want Miles Sanders to shut everybody up because it's amazing how it's just. I mean, let me stay on top of it though, because I don't want to go into a whole rant of Miles Sanders because I really, it's just sad, man. Like how our fan base really is, man. It's just like, come on, man. But
we could get into that if you would like, because I'm a critic of Miles Sanders.
But I want to be honest with you, out of the 3 guys, even if Devin Allen or Britton Covey, I'd rather Devin Allen. I'd rather Devin Allen because his speed, he's the Flash. You know what I mean? He's a white guy that runs super duper fast. He's the Flash. Like, and I think that'd be a dope nickname, bro. Like we have the Flash on the team. That's dope. I would like Devin Allen over Britton Covey. Britton Covey looked like one of them NSYNC Backstreet boy bands from the 90s. Oh no, he don't look too tough for our team.
I mean, like Covey. I mean, Britton Covey. I mean, to be honest, I just see him as like a slot wide receiver. To be honest.
But he got experience returning kicks in college. Yeah. So, see, Allen. I ain't see Allen really take a hit yet. Like, can he take those hits? That's my thing.
But can they catch him? That's the thing.
That's the thing too.
It's like boxing, it's like boxing, hit but don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? If they missing him and he's flowing through guys, like look at Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill barely gets hit because of how fast he is. That's true. He just blow past everybody. So that's how I look at it. Like this is basically the white cheetah right here, man. We got the Flash, man. We got Flash, bro. So if we're gonna do anybody, I would rather him. Britton Covey is smaller than him and more likely to get hit. So I'd rather have Devin Allen that's just going to run past all these dudes and he can hurdle. So that means he can jump over motherfuckers.
I mean, I don't know, man. I would go with the guy that got more experience doing it, but we would see. We will see, man. That's one of those things.
If we're gonna go with the guy with more experience, Deion Kane.
Experience catching the ball, but he ain't no special teams guy. But let's get into Miles Sanders. Actually, we just disregarding what you call him right now, Chris Sims. But let's get into Miles Sanders. I'm a critic of him reason why I'm a critic of him is because I think he could be better. Like I get into arguments with like Bears fans and stuff, and they're like, David Montgomery is better than Miles Sanders. I'm like, what are y'all talking about right now? But when you pull up the numbers and you compare him to a lot of other running backs in the league, it's not good, except yards per carry. So I try to tell other fans that don't really watch the Eagles, I'm like, yo, he can play, but he can't stay healthy and he will fumble here and there. Am I wrong on that assessment, or is I don't know?
I feel you. I see where you're coming from, but I mean, I think Miles Sanders, like his mishaps last season was because he was trying to do too much, and that's usually what happens when somebody trying to do too much because they think he has too much on his mind. Just like even this year, this is what's worrying about me too with this year, because you can see that he's reactionary to everybody's commentary. He's just like what's going on with Jalen Reagor. That's why Jalen Reagor was doing mishaps. There's so much on his mind. They worried about what others thinking. They gotta kind of adopt how Jalen Hurts is and just be like, it's rat poison and just, get to work. You see it and use it as motivation, but don't make it bigger than what it is. Like Jalen Hurts like to say all the time, I don't want to make it bigger than what it is. So they got to do that. But yeah, I see you. Miles Sanders, his greatest weakness is availability, man. And that's another thing too. And that's probably why he gets hurt a lot too, because he's thinking too much. He's like, oh, I got to cut this before he even get his body weight set underneath him to have the right amount of balance so that his ligaments can take the force that he's about to cut with. He's so explosive. He has to understand that you got to let your body have its full balance first before you pivot off. But see, he's thinking too quick. He don't have that calmness that he had when we first drafted him. That's when he used to take it to the house. And I thought he was about to be the nuts Shady McCoy, but he's thinking too much. That's his issue, I feel like.
And I agree with that too. I think he's overthinking it. But to his defense, he doesn't get that many opportunities. So every opportunity he trying to go for the home run, which it's not going to always be there. So that's just to his defense. But
and that's a play calling. That's a play calling fault too. So we need to start getting on Nick Sirianni or Shane Steichen about the fact that we're not throwing the ball 1,000 times. We can't be predictable, and that's Nick Sirianni fault. Just think about it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let this guy go in, but we gotta talk about that Bucs game too before this is all done because it's not Hurts' fault.
I mean, all right. I say that about Miles Sanders. All right, the thing I have with Miles Sanders is that he hit one cut and he just keep on bouncing around. I mean, I'd be like, man, one cut and they boom hit the hole. But I mean, he got good speed. But one thing I can say about Miles Sanders is like he need to add some more weight to him because, he need to add some more weight to him, and also fumbling issues, fumbling the ball, and his vision is not that great. But it could be better. But other than that, I like Miles Sanders.
Yeah. But I agree with you on that bouncing around part. Like he should just go north south because that's our O line is already not letting you get contact for like 3.5 yards. So you just go north south. That means I'm pretty sure he can get like 15 yards of carry if he just go north south instead of trying to find this little crease, because that's another reason why you get hurt too. You trying to keep trying to cut on a slant, so you putting like all this pressure on one side of your body, so then your ankle was fucked.
And then also that's why that's why we kind of brought in like Trey Sermon because I seen like his tape and one thing about Trey Sermon is that he's a one cut and he's a hit hole. That's what Miles Sanders got to get better at. Basically, one cut and hit the hole. Not all this dancing around, like going east and west.
He's not Shady McCoy.
Yeah,
only Shady and Barry Sanders. He think he's that guy, but he's not that type of back. He has gifts. He just got to go north south, and that's when he realize what he really is about.
Yeah, exactly. So this year, I just want to see him go north and south. because every time you go east and west, like he just be bouncing around, and like it'd be really really frustrating, like looking at that, and like that's why I say like he need to get better at his vision, and like find the right holes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm with y'all, but I think Miles Sanders is in one of those predicaments. Is like if he play bad, I heard a lot of content creators say this one too. But if he play bad, he's not going to be an Eagle. If he play really good, he's not going to be an Eagle because you don't want to overpay a running back, and then you don't want to pay a running back for playing good. So he's in one of those weird situations.
And here's the thing. The NFL is basically changing because like they're not going to pay these running backs no more. Like you see what like you kind of seen what the Presidents did, pay Christian McCaffrey all that money, and then guess what? Injured, basically paid 3 games. That's it. So basically, NFL is basically shifting and stop paying these running backs, and they would start paying these wide receivers and quarterbacks like more money. So basically, it basically seems like this. It basically saying that the NFL is basically moving off running backs and basically moving towards like passing league, all that stuff, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, that's the NFL basically working out based on right now.
Yeah, I agree. The last running back that got paid, and they even adjusted his contract, was Derrick Henry. I think they adjusted his. So I agree with that because you got to think these running backs that's coming out the draft, they be ready, and then
well, that's because their body's more fresher than the guys that have been in the NFL. Like Derrick Henry, though, he deserved that money. Miles Sanders, I love Miles Sanders, but he don't because you have a committee of backs behind you. Derrick Henry don't have a committee. He's called King Henry for a reason. It's just one guy there, and you know he's coming. They don't even have to disguise anything. They're gonna run that damn ball, and he's gonna get yards. He might go for 200, and he just go north south.
Yeah, and then Yeah. And they also, 2 months Derrick Henry, he basically carried the Titans. Being honest, so he carried that Titans.
He even threw a touchdown, didn't he? He threw a touchdown.
That's why Derrick Henry, he's one of the highest paid running back because he basically carried that Titan offense. He basically made that Titan offense what it is.
He's literally carrying everybody on his back, and he really emphasized the back. He really fits the title running back because the team is only running on his back. It's off his back.
Exactly. And then also here's the thing about about us Eagles is that it's it don't matter what running back we got. We could just put anyone back there and they could just run for 100 yards at any given time. We could just run any running back and still be successful.
I agree.
Alki, what you were saying, Alk? Yeah, I meant to comment on what you said earlier about the fact that if Miles Sanders do good, he won't be back, or if he do bad, he won't be back because of the money situation. And you're correct on that, because I feel like you feel like that because Miles Sanders might be asking for too much if he does good, and the organization's not even going to try to sit there and negotiate with him, because it will be Miles Sanders that does it to himself pretty much. If he sit here and try to ask for Ezekiel Elliott money or Derrick Henry money, they're gonna just look at it like it's kind of disrespectful because he was never really available when they really needed him, and that they couldn't really depend on him. Like for instance, they not handing him the ball because they probably scared he's gonna get re-injured, and that is a hindrance to our offense being able to confuse the defense.
I agree with that. That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, maybe they don't, because I bring up the Jets game, right? The Jets game, he was eating. It comes. It always comes. He broke his hand or something. I'm like, there we go. That's why we don't handle the ball that much. That's exactly why. Anytime we do that, a hamstring, he's going to miss a couple games. That's just, I accept that.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. He thinks too much. His mind is moving quicker than his body. That's why you have these mishaps, and that's why you have these injuries. It's like he has to slow his thinking down and have a calmness. If he does that, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to stay healthy and he'll be able to produce much better than he is now. Because when he first came in the league, he had nothing to prove. Remember when Carson Wentz first had him, he was a true weapon his rookie season. Even Ezekiel Elliott, I see the same problem with Ezekiel Elliott. I know we not Cowboys fans, but Ezekiel Elliott, he runs the same way. He tries to burst through everything. He has no patience. He tries to go through, and that's why Tony Pollard is the better running back on that team. These guys are supposed to be the starters on these NFC East teams, especially like are on our team. They thinking too much. That's why that's why you're looking at Kenny Gainwell right now. Kenny Gainwell is more valuable right now than Miles Sanders, just because Kenny Gainwell has nothing to lose.
And they play really, really similar. I was the first person to bring that up, actually. I'm like, you draft Kenneth Gainwell, who plays very, very similar to Miles Sanders. The Eagles organization is saying something about Miles Sanders. Got a guy who can catch the ball out the backfield and all, do the same exact stuff.
No. I mean, to be with you, Kenny Gainwell is actually kind of better than Miles Sanders because there's a difference between Gainwell and Sanders. Gainwell, he could actually play wide receiver. Like we could actually put him in the slot and basically use him like how to. Basically use him.
True.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. I forgot about that. That's facts.
Yeah, because
I ain't gonna say that make him better than Miles Sanders, but it make him more divert. Like he's more adaptable for our
he's more
offense.
versatile. He's more versatile than Sanders because with Gainwell, we could put him in the slot, and I see him want some routes, and like that boy wants some routes. So that's why I say that Gainwell this year will be more valuable than Sanders because of basically on how we could use Sanders. Gainwell. And basically put him at wide receiver or put him in the backfield or put him anywhere basically on the field.
Yeah, that's true. Because when he was coming out of Memphis, they was using him as a wide receiver too.
Exactly. And also that's how Washington basically they had Gibson because Gibson, cause he went in Memphis too, and like they basically had Gibson and Gainwell basically playing the slot, running routes. So basically both of them guys are basically dual threat running backs because they can run the ball, but also they can run routes and they can catch the ball.
And you know what? Now it kind of what you brought up right there. It made me think about the fact that we still didn't bring anybody up from the practice squad for the wide receiver depth. So maybe they're looking at that too. Maybe they could just slide Kenny Gainwell into certain slant routes and stuff, like you were saying. That would be that. I would like that. I would like that. And then you can have Sanders and Kenny Gainwell on the field, so that they can be confused whether we're going to pass it to Gainwell or Miles Sanders running it.
That's why that we want to have. That's why we want to have like 4 wide receivers on the depth chart, but on Gainwell, like he could basically be like that, like flex running back option, basically.
I didn't even think of that till you said it too. I knew that, but I didn't think like, okay, we got 4 wide receivers on the depth chart, but who gonna be that 5th? Honestly, they could just use Kenny Gainwell
exactly
as that guy, to be honest. But I still think they gotta bring somebody up for special teams. So I didn't think of that.
And
like even if they bring up somebody from like what you were saying about special teams, it make me like what you said, Aki. Like it makes more sense that they will grab like Britton Covey or Devin Allen over Deion King because they got Kenny Gainwell's skill set with the wide receiving. Like, excuse me, what's your name, brother? I don't
Michi.
Michi. Like what Michi was saying, like Kenny Gainwell got receiver skill set. So we get Devin Allen or Britton Covey for special teams. That would be great. Actually, I'm coming around to that idea. I'm like, all right, forget Deion Kane. Like, it making more sense to me.
Yeah. I think Covey would be the best one. I really think he'll be the best option. But I get why people say Devin Allen, but I'm going with Covey. That's my
Yeah,
opinion.
Something with you, like I would put Covey back there because like it's just like because like with Covey, like I see him basically have like more experience than Allen, so like, that's why I say okay, Covey, we'll get a nod right there.
Uh-huh.
Hey, yo, shout out to Philly Mike, Philly Talk
Yeah.
Podcast. I see you in the comment section, brother. I'm subscribed to him too. So every time I see somebody I'm subscribed to, I'm gonna shout him out. It's not me being a DH or a DE. It's just me like, showing love to the Philadelphia Suns and the Philadelphia guys that's putting on for us. You know what I'm saying? So, only respect, man. Y'all been putting in that work, putting in that grind. So, just showing respect.
Philly Mike helped me a lot behind the scenes. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. He helped me a lot. So he the one that told me about like OBS and things like that, like behind the scenes stuff. But he always look out for me. Yeah, man, my elbow counts. I like leaning my body. Sitting up straight, I don't know, man. I work in the desk office job, so I gotta sit up straight all day. So I just be wanna lean back, just.
Hey, that's that Philadelphia blood in you, man. Grinding, bro. Just staying on the job, man. No sleep, staying on the grind, bro. So you just gotta get chiropractor though, man. They got a lot. They got a couple joints. Go out Bryn Mawr. They got some good joints out Bryn Mawr. Some good chiropractor spots out Bryn Mawr. I know a lot of athletes. Some of the guys I work with, like down the airport, they was letting me know about that, John. So like I went there. They got. Well, we about to get off topic. My fault. Bring up another question, brother.
I just want to salute my guy, Philly Talk Podcast, donating to the channel. It always helps. But thank you. Another topic. I really don't know what y'all want to talk about. The defensive line, offensive line.
I want to talk about the Bucs game. And why Jalen Hurts does not deserve all the blame for that game.
Okay. I feel like he was a big reason why we lost, but that's my opinion. But
he's the manager of the offense. So of course he's supposed to get the blame. But for real, the owner of the offense, the person that's the architect of the offense is Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni. So I give them majority of the blame. You know why? Because they didn't let the offensive line battle against their defensive line. How many times did we run the ball that game? I don't remember seeing the ball be ran much. They did one play options, but that's giving Jalen Hurts, you know what I'm saying? This is giving him like whether he feels whether he should do it or not. But y'all know that Jalen Hurts can't really read defenses that well, so he's probably thinking, let me keep it. So they should have just went, and we did everything from the gun formation that I've seen most of the time. Or I'm not really sure, but I think we did most of our plays through the gun formation. We never let him go underneath the single back formation. So I have to give Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni the blame for that game because they went away from the game plan we had to get to the playoffs.
Well, let me salute Weapon X really quick. Salute to you, donating to the channel. I definitely appreciate it. But my thing with that, I actually think they did not call. Well, the defense was pretty bad, but I don't think they called a bad game. I just think honestly, it was more of Jalen Reagor couldn't get out his breaks because he was getting jammed. So it just left basically Smitty, which he didn't feed until later into the game. And Quez was open a couple times, but that was my thing about the timing because when they was bringing that blitz, they was speeding up that clock. You got to get it out your hands, Hurts. You got to get it out your hands. And I think they called a pretty good game, but they did stay away from the run. But I thought that was because Miles Sanders had that broken hand. He was trying to play through a broken hand.
Let me tell you how many times they ran the ball in that game compared to passing. So Jalen Hurts had 43 passing attempts, right? And how many times we ran the ball? Let me see. Jalen Hurts carried it 8 times. Boston Scott once. Miles Sanders 7 times. And Kenny Gainwell once. So we only attempted to ran the ball 17 times. But when Jalen Hurts was carrying the ball, it was mostly a pass play. He had to scramble out because it was blitzing them so much. So if you look at the running backs altogether, they only ran the ball 9 times altogether with Boston Scott, Miles Sanders, and Kenny Gainwell. That's horrible. That's bad. That meant that Jalen Hurts had to pass the ball 43 times and he had to carry it 8 times. So That's bad. And and that's his first time starting that year. And that's why I have to give them the blame, Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen, because they went away from the game plan and they didn't let the offensive line battle that D line. Because I believe that Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, and I forgot who was at the right guard, but I believe that they will be able to beat Vita Vea and them guys on that D line. They're not tougher than them. But you know what they did? Nick Sirianni played pussy, and that's why we lost.
I agree.
And like, I mean, and they also, I mean, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, like Todd Bowles, the DC for the Buccaneers.
Genius. He's a genius.
He's a genius. He's a genius. Like I mean, what he did was, he basically said, he basically just said to Hurts, "Hey man, throw the ball on me." I mean, basically throw the ball all game, and Hurts couldn't do it. So like Todd Bowles called basically a genius. I mean, he basically shut down that one game, and he forced Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. I mean, that's a thing. I mean, like that's basically a difference between a great DC versus against a first year DC, because something with you, because like a DC like Todd Bowles, like he just take away everything, and like he basically just forced Jalen Hurts to throw the ball, and he made Jalen Hurts uncomfortable like the whole playoff game. So I mean, so credit to him.
Don't you think that Jalen Hurts would have been uncomfortable? Like, because Todd Bowles didn't have to force Jalen Hurts to pass the ball. Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen forced Jalen Hurts to pass the ball 43 times. They only had the running backs altogether, 3 running backs, and Miles Sanders was healthy. Boston Scott was healthy, and Kenny Gainwell was healthy. They had them only altogether run the ball 9 times.
I mean, but also this.
So they made it. Todd Bowles is a genius. Yes, I think Todd Bowles is the one. Probably like he has to be like top 3 defensive coordinators. But they made it easy for him. I mean, they made it even easier for him.
Hey, your boss is my man. But but do this though, because basically, I mean, Todd Bowles. I mean, basically, all he just did was just bring like 4 man in the box, shut down the one game, and basically for Jalen Hurts throw the ball. I mean, like go back and look at Jalen Hurts like tape in college. I mean, it basically showed that teams played Jalen Hurts that type of way. Like basically really great college teams played Jalen Hurts the same way how Todd Bowles played him, forcing him to throw the ball. Basically stop the one game,
but remember we got better when we started all right, so in the beginning of the season Jalen Hurts was throwing the ball that many times, so when we saw that didn't work and we went to the run, why when we get to the playoffs we're going to switch it up, because Jalen Hurts is acclimated to only throwing it like probably at the maximum when we switched it up to the run 25 times a game, but then we amped it up to 43 times a game. And I understand we probably had to start doing that because we was like we was really down scores, but we wouldn't have been down scores if they would have been running the ball from the rip. All right, they try to overthink and overanalyze. So that's the thing about Nick Sirianni and Shane, not Shane Steichen, but I think Nick Sirianni. He's trying to be a freaking genius instead of just playing to the strengths of your team, of your players. And that's what's got me worried about Jonathan Gannon. I seen people trying to give Jonathan Gannon saying he doesn't deserve to play him. No, he does, because you shouldn't give. We gotta stop giving these other teams respect. We can't give these other teams respect. We gotta test these guys because they're gonna test us, and that's what happened. And they won that, and that's how they beat us.
Yeah.
Like okay, I say this. I say this about that. Based because all right, the first half of the year, Jalen Hurts was just passing the ball like all game, and then the second half of the season, basically I won the offense. Basically, in my mind, I'm basically thinking, okay, so like they basically saying that Jalen Hurts knows he's not ready yet. Basically have like a full pass load on him, so like they started to take steps with him and like help him develop that way. Which I don't mind that, but basically when it came down to that playoff game and when we had to pass the ball, it wasn't good because credit. Jalen Rager was bad. Chris Watkins was up and down. So basically our legit pass catchers was Goddard and Smitty. So I could say like that big game could go either way. But John beginning, like I said about like I said this, even had Vic Fangio as a DC, like as a DC, like as a DC, we automatically like a top 3 defense with Vic Fangio, not John Beginning, because John Beginning, he gonna hold this defense back. I'm I'm telling you right now, John Beginning, he's gonna hold the defense this defense back from from basically being like a top 5 defense because of his soft zone coverage. Because that junk is trash. It's trash because that middle of the field be so open, they be crazy.
I'm looking at the Buccaneers. How many times they ran the ball in that game? They ran the ball 21 times. Tom Brady only had 37 attempts of passing. So, I
37
mean,
is a lot, though. But a lot of them was like check down. So,
yeah, I'm saying like our offense was just one dimensional, and that has nothing to do with Hurts. And then Tom Brady also had an 80% completion percentage. I see. I'm sorry, I ain't trying to get his name wrong in the comments. AJ Smith, Brady had an 80% completion rate. That's horrible. So I got to blame the coaches. I got to blame the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and Nick Sirianni. They dropped the ball. Y'all not helping your second year quarterback is first year starting. You're not helping him at all. You're not helping nobody. You're not helping your defense because they're getting back on the field. And you know, it's another thing about running the ball. It brings the possession time up. And when you have the possession time up, that means your defense is able to rest. And that means you're able to scheme and have more communication and get the game plan in everybody's heads, and they're able to repeat it to themselves over and over until they get back on the field. But unfortunately,
I'm thinking it's the scheme that they ran though. Like the scheme was really good by the Bucs. Like it really forced their hand to throw the ball. Oh, go ahead.
Because basically the scheme that the Buccaneers were running was basically zone blitzing. So they basically just blitz the safety basically during the whole
every
time.
Down, almost every down.
Basically every down, basically they were basically blitzing the safety the whole time, and like basically, we ain't had no answer for it. We ain't had no answer for that.
We really didn't.
You know what the answer? I feel like the answer would have been just us doing like we're not disguising anything. We're not trying to outsmart you guys because the head coach and the defensive coordinator, they've been in the game longer than Nick Sirianni, Shane Steichen, and Jonathan Gannon, like calling plays and running their scheme. So they should have just said, you know what, we're not going to try to over scheme. We're going to just do what we did the whole time to get here, and let's see if they can beat us at that. But nope, instead they went back to week 1 against Atlanta. And it's like, bro, we evolved the offense past that. Why revert back?
You got a point. What I was thinking about that Bucs game. Overall, we was just bad. You got Jalen Rager muffin punch. Defense can't stop Tom Brady. And offense is just not getting going. So that was just a bad game.
And then also this. Tom Bowles basically did something basically any DC wouldn't do. Like he didn't respect Jalen Hurts' pass game. He did not respect Jalen Hurts' arm. Like any great DC, any good DC basically say, okay, beat me with your arm. Jalen Hurts could not beat Todd Bowles' defense with his arm. And like that's how like Todd Bowles basically laughed at Jalen Hurts because in his head, like he basically saying that basically in his head, he basically saying to himself that you know what? Like Jalen Hurts, he can't pass the ball. So blitz him.
Yeah, he's saying like Jalen Hurts can't read defenses.
Yeah, go ahead, blitz.
Jalen Hurts can't read the defense.
Go ahead. So basically, Todd Bowles, he basically figured out Jalen Hurts, but it's up to Jalen Hurts this year, basically to correct those things that he couldn't do last year.
He's basically playing like if you going head to head on Madden and you're going against like a new player and you just send the blitz at them because you know they can't read nothing. You know, like by the time they find somebody, you already sacked them.
Yeah, exactly. So basically because Todd Bowles, he basically played Jalen Hurts like a first year starting quarterback. Basically, go all in, go all out blitz, make him beat you with your arm. Make because he didn't have respect Jalen Hurts pass game. And like and it basically showed. I mean it showed. Like that's how Jalen Hurts get that's how Jalen Hurts get frustrated, get exposed
I have
because
a question. So
yeah,
who like do you give Jalen Hurts the blame for the L in that game?
no,
Like
no.
majority of the blame. Like how you divvy up the like what percentage of like you give Jalen Hurts the blame in accordance to Nick Sirianni, Shane Steichen, and Jonathan Gannon?
Okay, like I would give Jalen Hurts I give Jalen Hurts like the benefit of the doubt. So I give him like a 6%, like 50%. Yep.
That's majority of the game. Yeah,
Yep.
you basically get him black.
I mean,
That's definitely majority because then we
I
got
mean,
three other guys. How you all right? So how much blame do Nick Sirianni get, and how much blame do Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon get?
I mean, I'm not like a Jalen Hurts hater. I mean, none of that. I like Hurts, but
You don't
it's
have to
just
explain yourself. Like to be honest with you,
yeah,
bro, I'm not. I'm a Jalen Hurts supporter, 100%. I feel like I feel like he probably gonna be MVP this season.
yeah,
But like, I appreciate the criticism by the fans because I feel like that's gonna get them better.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because so like, if you feel some type, like I feel like we should be able to speak it. I don't like the people that be sitting here trying to be Captain Save a Hoe. Like yeah, so
Yeah,
like if you that's how you feel. That's how you feel.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, like I feel like this for you. Like I feel like I couldn't like give him all the blame because like it's his first year starting. So like so like, I kind of had to look at that too, and like so like majority of the blame would have to go to the coaches because they didn't game plan the right way. Like they basically just said said I'm like let's run this one thing, but then that plan didn't work out. So like let's just say, okay, screw it, pass the ball over the field, and we are losing like that. So like I couldn't give Jalen Hurts like all the blame right there.
I want
I
to
give him
get
30%.
same question to Aki. What you got, bro? Like who how you divvy up the blame?
I'm gonna give Hurts 30%. I give him 30%. I
That's fair.
give
That's fair.
Jonathan Gannon about 20%. Nick Sirianni 20%, and the other 30, I think I might give it to special teams
Wait,
because
wait,
the
wait,
reason
Mr. Brian
wait.
Johnson. What's his name? Brian Johnson. No, Brian Johnson, quarterback coach.
quarterback coach.
I forgot the
Clay,
guy's
Clay,
name.
Clay, Clay. Last name Clay, something like that. Like
Because
like
you got to think, right? Remember Sippos had that bad punt that went for like 20 yards. It's 17.
Why we still got that guy on the I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Why we still have him?
I don't know. And the Denver Broncos, I'm not sure if he got picked up, but the Denver Broncos
he did.
punter got cut,
Like
and the Titans punter got cut, and those
like
two good punters.
like
I need that Titans partner. That's what I need. I need that.
like like that punter he signed with the Bills.
Nah,
Before the
he got
Broncos.
cut. Bro.
Yeah.
I was about to say the one for the Bills. I don't know if the Eagles gonna rock with him. You know, he got accused of a couple things. You know, I can't say it to mess up the platform, but and he a good punter too. I actually want us to draft a punter that Bills had.
Oh man.
Like you seen it, right? They was at the 20.
Yeah.
He kicked it
Yeah.
80 yards. He kicked the punt 80 yards. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah, there was a pressure.
accused. You can't be messing with with kids. I'm gonna keep it at you can't be messing with underage people, man. Man, he wild. He definitely wild. But yeah,
I heard about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, but like how about CJ CJ Gardner Johnson? I feel really good about him. know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
he a
Like, I
fit.
mean,
He got the
yeah,
personality and all.
perfect
He
fit,
a
man.
fit.
Perfect fit.
I give Nick Sirianni 60% of the blame because he's the head coach. No, you know what? I ain't gonna do that. I will give him 45% of the blame. Then I will give Jonathan Gannon 35%. So what's that? That's 70% right there already. Then I'm gonna give Shane Steichen like 10%, and I'm gonna give Jalen Hurts the rest of that percentage. So I guess it's 20%.
Okay.
No, not 20%. That's 15%. So because come on, this is his first year starting. It's not like he has staying power because you saw in the offseason they try to get another quarterback anyway. So I got to give those guys the blame because even with a guy somebody like Russell Wilson, they wouldn't be able to adapt to a skill set. They wouldn't be able to draft up plays. They ain't creative enough. They went against what they know was in our blood to win the game because you got to the playoffs that way, and they went against that.
Yeah. I mean, like, to be honest with you, I mean, if we really got Russell Wilson, we wouldn't have no AJ Brown. I mean, we wouldn't have all this stuff.
Yeah, we wouldn't have Jordan Davis or nothing. We would have to give up like a pick.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Which I want to get back to this video, see what Chris Sims talking about. Let's see what he's talking about.
The Eagles' roster is better. I don't even second guess it or think about it. And then the Steelers in week 8 and the Texans in week 9. And then the Commanders again, where I can look at this and go, they could be 9 games in. And if you told me the Eagles were 7-2, I'd go, yeah, 8-1, 7-2. I wouldn't be shocked at all. So that's where I'm a believer in them and everything on their roster and what they're doing.
It is good to look at the schedule too, because you look at some of these divisions and you play each team in your division twice. A lot of these divisions, you go, wow, it's a well-rounded division. Wow.
How y'all feel about that? 7-2? Think 7-2 by the first 10 weeks?
I believe, yeah. But what games are we losing though?
Well, let's see.
I'm gonna go
okay. I mean,
that Steelers game gonna be tough.
Like, I still lose to the Colts. Like I said, the Colts and probably that Packers game because those two games are tricking me, Colts and the Packers.
I'm not that scared of the Colts actually. The only ones I'm looking at, like, man, the only two is the Packers and the Titans. The Titans because Derrick Henry, Packers because Aaron Rodgers. But
to be honest with y'all, I'm not worried about the Colts or the Packers. I'm worried about the Commanders, and I'm worried about the Cowboys. Not really Cowboys, but to be honest with you, I'm more worried about the Commanders and the Cowboys this season. Because like a lot of people are like not talking about the Commanders, but I was paying attention. Like they paid their number 1 wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, I think his name is, and he's really good. And they have like that running back Brian Robinson, he just got shot, whatever. And they got like that guy Antonio Gibson. They still got Antonio Gibson, and they got like these other receivers, and then they got Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, when Carson Wentz is on. And I mean, he make mishaps because it's overthinking, just like Miles Sanders overthinking. Well, if he like found peace with himself, man, that's the team I'm worried about. And we could drop a game to them. We could drop both games because we probably overlooking them guys. So that's why I would feel like the 2 losses come from. The rest of these people, though, I'm not worried about. Well, the Vikings maybe, but not really because they got Kirk Cousins and that's a Monday Night Football game.
I mean, you got a point though with the division games. My bad. The division games are always tricky, and if I had to pick, the team would probably be the Commanders because even with the Cowboys, they're dealing with injuries right now. So we'll see how they can recover from that.
Like I said, like before the Commanders. I mean, yeah, they got receivers, running backs, and Wentz, but here's the thing. Their offensive line is not that good. And also, their defense is not that good either. They don't got no good linebackers, and also, their depth is not that good. Like, basically secondary because
Carson Wentz always dealt with that his whole career though, especially with the Eagles, a bad offensive line play because the offensive line didn't like him that much. So he had to play with bad offensive line play a lot. So I I don't think that it's a hindrance, of course, for any quarterback. But
Yeah.
if he can do it, I think he could.
Well, I mean,
Like, maybe,
I don't know. When our offense was,
no,
my bad. When our offensive line was bad,
He said, I don't know.
when our offensive line was bad, Carson Wentz was bad though. But a lot of the offensive linemen spoke up and said, "No, it's not us, it's him." They were saying that behind the scenes to like reporters, but they're like, "Yo, he just holding the ball too long," and the offensive line didn't like that. So, but they took a lot of blame for Wentz for his bad play, his last season with us. So.
But think about it. After a while, they're gonna stop trying because they don't like him. So it's like, especially you getting the blame for something. It's like, dang, I'm trying my hardest.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I quit. That's what it leads to. It's like if you work in your job and you doing all the work and some people trying to get sly on you or get sly on the job and just get paid doing nothing. You're gonna eventually start doing the same thing because it's like, man, F that. Like, why am I gonna bust my butt and they making it harder for me? The people I'm supposed to work with as a team in my department, they making it harder for me. So nah, like nah. I'm not gonna kill. I ain't gonna kill me. I ain't gonna break my back out for a company that doesn't recognize me and they putting the blame on me instead of the guy that's supposed to be doing his job and I'm doing my job and I'm trying to help him and to help coach him through his job. Nah, you got me effed up.
Yeah, that's bad for them.
Well, the Packers. I'm not worried about the Packers though. I want to say this. I'm not worried about the Packers because Aaron Rodgers already trashed his wide receivers, man. He's in the media. He's trashing them. He's like, these guys gotta, catch the ball. These guys gotta do this. So I feel like it's gonna probably be. Aaron Rodgers, he could do. He got what's that guy Aaron Jones as his running back. That's going to be his top receiver. And I don't know how long that's going to last for real. And he lost Devontae Adams. So like what he got Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins has been trash on the Ravens last year. Nah, I don't see what's going to happen. Christian Watson. It's like nobody. It's like I just drafted a fantasy squad, by the way, on under. I ain't gonna put the brand out there because I don't know they y'all know you got sponsorship with them yet, Alki. So I ain't gonna put them out there. I gotta leave that open. You got, but like I just drafted the best ball, right? I just drafted the best ball, and I see like this guy Romeo Doubs, and like I never even heard of him, like Romeo Doubs, and he's over everybody else on that Green Bay receiving squad. So it's like they just finding random dudes right now. I don't see what they can do against us, man. Defensively.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers was very selfish at taking that deal, man. I mean, I understand get your money, but man, you lost so many pieces, man. Devontae Adams.
I mean, like this thing because now, because like all these quarterback markets is basically going up. So like going back to Jalen Hurts. So like, all right, so let's just say Jalen Hurts have like a top 5 year. And then also like he'll be up for extension because like he was a second round pick. He wasn't like he was like first round pick, but he was a second round pick. So he might ask anything basically between 45 million guaranteed or like a $50 million contract guaranteed come next year.
Not to change subject, but we saw on subject Anthony Reyes in the comments. He said Chase Young out for the first 6 games. That kind of changed my mind. I feel like we're gonna beat the Commanders in the 3 then because they ain't got Chase Young on the D line. They got Chase Young on the D line. They not. Jalen Hurts gonna have a lot of time to look for somebody. So yeah, we winning that game against them in week 3.
Yeah, they placed him on IR. I don't know what's going on with him.
I think it was ACL, like week 9 last year. Mm-hmm. So
he probably still recovering.
Yeah.
And AJ Smith in the comments, he said, "I wouldn't be surprised if Wentz got benched this year." For Tyler Heineke, honestly, Tyler Heineke is underrated. So
I can Heineke, the young guy that got out of college, Sam Howell, he was balling during the preseason.
He was balling. I seen that.
What's his name again? Run his name by me again.
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah, he was balling. That's the guy they thought the Eagles was going to draft.
No,
like later in the rounds.
No. Actually, Matt Corral. Actually,
Matt Corral, you're right. Matt Corral.
Matt Corral Buns. Matt Corral.
But he ended up getting hurt. Like,
ended up
I
getting
think
hurt,
he out for the season.
Yeah.
I'm like, see, we draft him.
Season already up, man. Season already up.
Terrible.
But also, like Matt Corral, like 2 minutes with you, like he was an RPO quarterback. All the things like the thing was saying like, oh, but he's this good. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Salute. All right, let's get back to this video. See what you talking about.
Yep.
Forward a little bit.
This division, you just mentioned the Commanders and the Giants. Trying to make that next step. I don't know if they're quite there yet.
No, I know, right? So you have those teams. You have a division that, in a lot of ways, to your point, you're right, is not all that impressive. And then you have clearly the best roster, and the team that was, the biggest scare to you, like we were just talking about, the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure you agree with me. They don't look quite the same. So that's where I just look at it and go, it sets up very nice for Philly. And Sirianni, their team, what they've done with the team in the offseason, it's all been A+. So I've been very impressed with that.
Their ex-quarterback is over in Washington now.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz trying to lead the Commanders into the playoffs. Their over-under is 7.5. They were 7-10.
We don't care about the other teams. So how you feel about that? Are we basically winning by default? Do you think it's just like we just clearly have the better roster, that's why? Or
No. I think it just goes to what Nick Sirianni, Shane Steichen, and Jonathan Gannon does, because at the end of the day, it's about them understanding how to use the players. Because when I look at that Bucs game in the playoffs, it's not about Jalen Hurts not reading the defenses, because we already know Jalen Hurts couldn't read defenses that well. It's his first year starting, especially against a genius like Todd Bowles. So Nick Sirianni, Shane Steichen should have stuck to what got us there. They shouldn't have just been trying to be cute. And Jonathan Gannon, he says in his press conferences, he shows respect to quarterbacks. He shows respect to the quarterbacks that have names. So even before he see them throw the ball, he already telling the defense, back up, don't blitz. He's showing his playing. They both sides of the ball. Their first resort is to play pussy instead of testing out the other side. But that's not Philadelphia Eagle football. Philadelphia Eagle football, likes of Buddy Ryan, even Andy Reid, when we had Jim Schwartz and those guys, it's about testing them other guys' trenches. We go in the trenches and we test their line. That's what we do. That's why we have guys like we should never give up Reggie White, by the way, Minister of Defense. Like, we have guys like Brant. Like, think about it. We have defense. I think we have the most defensive legends in the NFL. Guys with actual nicknames like Weapon X, Minister of Defense and stuff. And we gave up that Minister of Defense guy to the Green Bay Packers, and that's how they got their first championship. It's like we don't appreciate what we got, and we don't utilize the guys that we have to their talent at the best of their ability. And we just blame them and don't blame the architects of the scheme. So it's up to Jonathan Gannon. It's up to Nick Sirianni. And it's up to Shane Steichen. And yes, we have the players. But if they don't produce, the players don't produce, it's because of the coaching.
Interesting. So how you feel, Michi? Are we just going to win this division by default? We just got the better roster, and we just gonna feast off the East like the Cowboys did last season.
It's all coming down to what it's all coming down to what the coaching does this year. To be honest, I see us on offense having a balanced offense this year. I say around 50 passes to 40 runs, basically that ratio. So basically a more balanced offense. This year with the defense, I want to see more aggressive play calling for Jonathan Gannon. And I mean, and like I mean, the perfect time to do it is week one. Is week one. I mean, against Jared Goff. I mean, like Jared Goff trash. I mean, Jared Goff. I mean, he. I mean, I mean, like it's basically Jared Goff. I mean, he trash. So I mean, like defense got to be aggressive, and like I just don't want Johnny Gannon to be playing that soft zone, being passive. Like I hate it when he does that, and like I basically like this. If I see if I see one passive slash soft zone, I want him fired. I want him gone because this defense got too much talent just to waste. Too much talent on this defense, and like that's why I kind of said that. I mean, now I kind of wish that we kind of had Vic Fangio in him, and because he knew what to do with this defense. So, but I mean, but I would give Johnny Gannon a chance, and like I just see what he do. And this year I know that Shane Steichen he's calling the plays this year, and I just hope that we don't want all these screens because like last year because those screens basically Jalen Rager it was just oh my goodness it that gave me a headache watching that. So I mean so this year I mean I see us basically cutting down on the screens and basically running a more tradition offense this year, and
What's a traditional offense?
you know, like pro style NFL. I mean, like, um,
Well,
I
like
mean,
more single back sacks,
single back.
less
Like,
RPOs.
like, basically, all the talent that we have. Like, we could run like a single back shotgun, spread the ball around. So so this year, like, I want to see us like pass the ball more, and I mean, also like I was hearing reports that that's what we're going to do, pass the ball more than we want a little bit. So so I mean, I have like high hopes for Jalen this year because I know that he got really good potential, and like and I believe this year that AJ Brown is basically getting the most out of Jalen Hurts this year because adding AJ Brown and like adding, like like the same system, continuity and everything else. So like I see the offense like I see them have like a good year. I mean like a great year. Defense, like I was just hoping.
All right. I guess I give my opinion. I don't think it's gonna be like the Cowboys last year because the Cowboys, I believe they went undefeated in our division, but they went like 6-5 playing other. It was something like that. They lost a lot
Yeah.
of games playing other teams, but we had a schedule like this the year we won the Super Bowl. I hate bringing that up because then it set the expectation that we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Like our schedule wasn't that hard in 2017. We had the Rams. We had a couple good teams, but
Like we had like
to
a
me,
Rams.
basically
We
scheduling
had
don't
Rams.
mean anything.
Yo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just gotta win your games. I mean, it always goes back to you just gotta have the better Sunday.
Yeah.
Let me say that. But I don't think we're just gonna feast off the East. I think we're gonna be a lot better than that. I think we're gonna beat some tough teams. Like you said, I think we're gonna beat the Packers. I think it's gonna be a tough game. But I think we could edge the Packers. If we don't, I think we follow up and beat the Tennessee Titans. So
They
I
also
mean,
Saints with Saints.
You know what I like
Sa-
about this season? The
well,
storylines, brother. Look,
Oh, yeah.
continue. But I'm just thinking about all the games and storylines and how it connects to the players, coaches, and everything.
Oh yeah. Oh
literally
yeah.
almost every
Oh,
game.
oh yeah. And then also like I think it's from like
Doug Peterson to Jacksonville, Carson Wentz, the Commanders. Like it just make me smile, bro. Even just the first game of the season, Darius Slay going against the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Minnesota
And, like, they
Vikings
also,
week 2, Jalen Rager.
Mhm.
and like
Yeah,
they
Jalen
also,
Rager and Justin Jefferson. I'm
hey,
telling you,
yo,
Justin Jefferson wanted to be an Eagle. That's why he's
and
so mad about it. He
yeah,
wanted to be an
and like
Eagle.
And then also, like I say around like week 9 Houston game, actually, like at Houston, that's Jalen Hurts, Jalen Hurts
Hometown.
hometown, yeah, hometown. Hometown. We call like he's from Houston, so I mean, like that's a storyline too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stephen Jordan said Deion Kane forced the Rager trade. I hope so. Because I really do want them to bring him up from the depth chart. Steven.
See, that's what I don't know. I wish Jalen Rager would have got another shot, but it shows that how much we improved on our wide receiver core. Like I got a lot of flack for this, but I kept saying it's good that we don't need the Greg Wars anymore, or
Facts.
like people that
John
Hightower below average receivers, because our receiver core is actually good.
JJ Arcega-Whiteside, who got cut.
Need them. Exactly.
Yeah,
you don't need those guys.
Yeah, I used to be upset. Like, I know he's a Philadelphia son, but I used to be upset because he was just so useless. He was more useless than Rager, honestly.
Mm-hmm. They tried to sell us on that he can block. I'm like, we got the best offensive line in the league, and we got Dallas Goedert.
Howie Roseman is a Sith Lord, man. Howie Roseman is a Sith Lord. I swear because that guy was he's playing Jedi mind tricks on GMs and shit. I love that guy, man. I love this guy. Yeah. He's a Sith Lord. I swear he's like Darth Plagueis or whatever, Darth Vader's master or whatever that guy's name is. Darth Sidious. I swear. I know the league hates him, man. They're like, damn, this guy is making moves, bro.
Yeah. How we I brought this up on one of my videos, but Howie is a dog though. Like how you trade JJ Arcega-Whiteside to the Seattle Seahawks? We all knew we should have had DK. Then you trade Jalen Rager to Minnesota. We all know we should have had Justin Jefferson. Why would
he
you do that
for that, man? Man, he says for that, man. I mean, like,
well, he do that
he said for that.
Man. Like now it's gonna play what they meant to the whole time. Like,
that's crazy.
Like what Daryl Morey said on the 76ers, he said, all I need is one dumbass GM. And that's how Howie Roseman is playing these GMs, man.
He definitely playing the Saints GM. He doing
facts.
We got a.
But that GM on the Vikings, though, I will say this: the only GM I seen that kind of got an even kind of trade from Howie Roseman was the GM on the Vikings. That new GM they got, because he seemed like he's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I won't say that was even fair myself because, man, you gave up a potential 4th round pick with Jalen Rager.
If he performed statistically like what I don't know, they didn't give out the
what he got.
They didn't give out like the details of what he has to get to, but I'm pretty sure they probably said like if Howie Roseman has it where if you get over 300 yards and we get a 4th round pick, oh my god! But if they say like 1,000 yards, he has to get to 1,000 yards or something like that, then. I mean, it's a 5th round, still a 5th round though. That's still a good little spot.
Yeah.
For a 4th round, wow.
Because a 4th round, a guy could come out. I mean, Quez Watkins was a late bloomer. Like you could get somebody, and those like 4th, 5ths, those be the guys.
Dak Prescott was a 4th round.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady was a 6th round.
Yeah.
And then our players, a lot of our good players was undrafted free agents like Jordan Mailata, TJ Edwards. TJ.
I'm not sure. If he went undrafted, I think it was late rounds. I could be wrong. I think he wasn't undrafted though.
Like, yeah.
We talk about. I love TJ Edwards, man. I'm glad that they let TJ Edwards still be the quarterback of the defense. Because I was a little worried that they was going to try to force Nakobe Dean into that part, and I'm like, bro, like TJ Edwards, he's not ready yet. And TJ Edwards is very intelligent, and he got size to him, and I feel like he's going to produce a lot, especially because he's paired up with Kaiser White. Man, what defense is crazy? Just me saying the name, Kaiser White. It's crazy that the Chargers got rid of that guy. I can't believe that. They stupid.
They couldn't pay him, and they got Khalil Mack. So the Chargers will be okay, but it's like, man, you got rid of a dog though for nothing. Nothing.
The Chargers not going to be okay because even with that potent offense, they didn't get to the playoffs. And they in the crazy defense division with Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and yes, I know people don't like Derek Carr that much, but that guy got Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfro, and who that tight end? That guy
Waller.
Darren Waller. Come on, y'all had to keep Kaiser White on the Chargers. You tripping?
Yeah, and it's not like we paid him a boatload of money. Like we gave him a prove it deal, which I think he gonna get extended. But we gave him a prove it deal.
And that was beautiful because he wanted to play for the Eagles. Look how many players in the NFL are fans of the Eagles. Kaiser White, he's from this area, so he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you the hometown discount." That's dope.
Oh yeah, and then how about like Riddick, Hassan Riddick, also
hometown.
Went
to Temple. He hometown. So, and that's why I didn't get the rumors when they were saying, yeah, nobody want to play with Hurts. Nobody want to play with the Eagles. And when they were saying that at the beginning of off season, I'm like, yo, off season just started. You got to give it time.
That's the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks that want to play here. And you know why the quarterbacks don't want to play here? Because they see how flaky the Eagles' loyalty is to the quarterback. Because think about it. I love Carson Wentz, but the quarterback that won us the Super Bowl was Nick Foles. And Nick Foles was willing to come back. They just didn't want to give him any money. So
it was a little of that, and then there was a little of, well, we want to protect Carson Wentz's ego. And look what that got him anyway, trying to protect his ego. So
also Deshaun Watson. Didn't they say like Deshaun Watson and Jalen Hurts are like friends? Like so,
yeah.
like that's another thing too. Like it just goes to show you how much respect Jalen Hurts has all over the NFL. So we can acquire players from other teams, and they're gonna want to play for the Eagles because of Jalen Hurts.
I agree. I was with that when people were saying that at the beginning. I'm like, I'm telling you, how we gonna work something out? They're like, I don't know, this and that. I'm like, how we gonna work something out? I'm like, we not going there with the same roster. Like he's gonna get somebody. So, and AJ Brown was that somebody. And you just seen it little by little. Every piece we needed, he added to. I was complaining about the safety. We got a young safety.
That Chauncey Gardner guy, right?
Yeah.
Is he gonna be able to play week one, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It was definitely.
I like Marcus Epps though. Like Marcus Epps is like I'm really high on him. I really feel like he's going to shut up a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm with Marcus Epps too.
He was trained by our Super Bowl winner from the Saints. I forgot his name. Malcolm Jenkins. He knows Malcolm Jenkins. He knows not Malcolm Jenkins. My fault.
I think you do know Malcolm Jenkins too.
He knows Malcolm Jenkins and who the guy we had too that we just traded last year.
We traded somebody last year.
Victor. He was playing next to I can't believe I forgot his name.
Harris.
Not Anthony Harris. It was the guy next to him. He won the Super Bowl with us.
Rodney McLeod.
It can't be Rodney McLeod.
Yeah, Rodney McLeod. Exactly. Rodney McLeod. Yeah, because Rodney McLeod, he said that he picked up things from him and Rodney McLeod used to pick his brain. All the guys that was there, he said he was picking their brain. So it makes sense why the Eagles kept him. The way he tackles really like he's not Brian Dawkins, but he's definitely tackling guys.
And he could cover. That's what I really like about him. Like he can really cover because he played the nickel. So it's not going to be one of those things. We put him on the tight end. He don't know what he's doing, or we put him on the
underrated
slot.
On our defense too, Aki, Avonte Maddox. Now you bringing up the nickel and all that. He played a lot in that backfield. He played in a lot of positions. So I feel like he's going to have a good year too, like a great year, because a lot of people were sleeping on him.
Yeah, I agree. He was one of those dudes I was saying. They kept saying, yeah, Avonte Maddox can't play. I'm like, yo, just put him to the slot. Like he's not that guy that can guard like a DK Metcalf and stuff. Put him in the slot. I'm telling you, he got it.
Oh yeah, and then also another signing we had very underrated, James Bradbury. Cornerback number 2.
I just hope James Bradbury. I'm kind of worried about him. I just hope that he. I just hope that I just hope he's good. You know.
See, even with James Bradbury, say if he like a flop, right? I like Josh Jobe. Like I'm comfortable with Josh
my
Jobe
God.
coming in. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh my God! Thank you for bringing that name up. I forgot about that guy. Yes, that guy, Josh Jobe. He
He's
is.
physical. He's physical. Good
I
tackle.
like that guy. Oh man, I'm kind of not. You know what? You just made me smile, brother, because I forgot. Yeah, we did keep him, and I like what the players are saying about the reason why he's still on the team. A lot of the players are saying like he took the coaching, he took the hard coaching, he listened, and that's why he's still around. Even like they had an offensive lineman named Sells. They said the same thing about this offensive lineman named Sells. So, and these guys are undrafted free agents. Like that's what I think I like about the Eagles. Like we begin these undrafted free agents and then turning them into something.
Yeah, like the safety Blankenship. I think that's his name too.
Reed Blankenship, the white safety.
He could hit.
Yeah. He's always where the ball is at. I'm not worried about the safety position right now. And then we got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I'm not worried about this. And Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, man, he really gets in people's head. He got in Brady's head, and they gave Brady a big fat 0. So I'm glad we got him just in case we go against the Bucs again in the playoffs. Oh man, play mind games on him. You know, I heard Tom Brady going through a divorce or something like that. So it don't sound like he can focus on football like he could used to.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. I heard he was going through some personal issues, but you might be right.
His wife. Yeah. Personal issues. My fault. I know it's something with his wife. My fault. I ain't trying to put that in the air. They get divorced. I apologize. I apologize for that because I don't never wish that on no man and his family, whatever like that. So, but yeah, I heard he had some little personal problems.
His wife been wanting him to retire for the past 5 years. She like, yo, when you going? You got money. When you gonna spend time with the family? But he love the game.
Yo, but I ain't gonna hold you though. When you home though, your girl don't want you to be home all the time.
That's true.
They think they want you there all the time, but then they be like, shit, don't you gotta work, nigga? I'm gonna go play some basketball or something. I come back, get back on the Xbox. Because right now she's trying to watch TV and all that.
See, mine's is a little opposite. I'm like, man, sometimes because I work from home, so sometimes I'm like, man, I want them home, like my son, my wife. When they home, like, I need them. I need them to go do something. I need them to go out or something, man. Like, it's crazy. They actually went out today. That's why I'm able to go live. Both of them.
Right, you need the silence so you won't have the background noise going crazy.
Yeah, that's why it's so quiet in my background, man. Y'all would have heard the baby cooking. Y'all would have heard something in the background. Everything's just quiet. So
they said AJ Smith said when they fired Doug, that also made players not want to play for Philly. I'm not really sure about that because the last game about what Doug Peterson did. We could have won that game, but he sat Jalen Hurts and put in that I forgot the quarterback name. But we could have won that game and he threw that game.
Oh.
So Doug Peterson. It was the last game of the season.
Talking about that's what a lot of players was mad about Doug Peterson about. You talking about against Washington.
Yeah, we could have won that game.
Sweeped us, but that last game was BS, man.
Because Doug Peterson threw it. He just said because Jalen Hurts is bringing us back, and he just threw that game. Him and Tyler Heineke, that's why I know Tyler Heineke is underrated because they was going him and Jalen Hurts, they was going blow for blow, they were driving down the field, and that's why a lot of players was off on Doug Peterson after that because yo man, we was in that game. Yeah,
Doug Peterson, man, I don't know. I mean, because when I look at the game now, I'm like, yeah, we did get a better draft pick, though. That's how I look at it.
I will say this, though.
For the pick.
I will say this. Doug Peterson is a better play caller than Nick Sirianni because, he know how to utilize a player's skill set. Because think about it when you look at Jalen Hurts when he first got in, was playing with Doug Peterson. he beat the Saints. That was like the top defense that year. They was like 10-2 when they went against. And Jalen Hurts is the Saints killer anyway. But like Jalen Hurts came in there and he was throwing the ball. They didn't have Jalen Hurts doing RPOs. They was actually having him throw the ball. And even Quez Watkins, that's when Quez Watkins got his first touches. His first catch was from Jalen Hurts. And even Jalen Hurts threw like an 80-yard bomb to Deshaun Jackson against the Cowboys. So Jalen Hurts was airing the ball out. But then in the following season with Nick Sirianni, everybody started saying Jalen Hurts ain't got an arm. Jalen Hurts can't get the ball down the field. But you saw it with Doug Peterson, and it was accurate. But that's because Nick Sirianni – that's because Doug Peterson run the ball, and he has a more balanced offense than Nick Sirianni, who, coached Phillip Rivers, and he's really a quarterback coach, and he doesn't really look at running as viable. But it's a team sport. You gotta, come on, Nick Sirianni. I swear, Jalen Hurts is gonna throw for 4,500 yards, and he's gonna throw for a bunch of touchdowns if they run the ball. Just have the defense guessing, so we can have the offense able to open up. Because all Jalen Hurts don't really throw check down passes. All his passes is like 15 plus yards. So that's how his yard. That's why even though he's gonna have less attempts, he's gonna have a lot of yards. And he got bombs. He got Quez Watkins. He got AJ Brown. He got people and Deshaun. My fault. Not Deshaun Jackson. Smitty is going to be the GOAT, man. Smitty's skill set is second to none. Smitty has the greatest body control I ever seen in a wide receiver, besides like Jerry Rice or cause look at his foot tapping ability and his hand ability. Even when he's a small guy, if you look at him when people try to blitz him, he do a spin move and use that momentum against them. It's amazing. This guy's like a martial artist, man. That's why I call him the Slim Reaper. I like that name. It makes a lot of sense. And he was playing with a messed up arm last year, and he was still producing.
He was still eating. And he made Surtain look bad. A lot of people talk about how good of a year Surtain had with the Broncos. He did. But Smitty was tearing him apart, man. Piece by piece.
Yeah, Smitty was cooking him.
Yeah,
cooking him.
But I almost forgot my what I was going to ask you or tell you. That was my actual criticism of Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. I actually want him to check it down more, especially this year. If you give it to AJ Brown in the slot, not in the slot, like a slant route or something, like 5 yards out, AJ Brown can give you about 30, 40. He's like a running back when he got the ball. Like a lot of DBs can't tackle AJ.
You're absolutely correct on that assessment. That's why they call you the analyst, because if we just give that's another thing too, because now you can do the short pass to AJ Brown, and that's going to be another 15 plus yards, and it's going to count as a 15 plus yard pass. So every time Jalen Hurts does an attempt, his attempt's going to be the best out of all the quarterbacks, I feel like, this year, because he automatically already throw it, try to air the ball out. He's not afraid to do it. People act like he's afraid. It's just that he doesn't trust his receivers sometimes, but he will throw that shit out. Just like you saw when you said Smitty against Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
I got Patrick Surtain on my fantasy league, by the way, so I hope he does good.
Patrick Surtain could ball, but he ain't had the best day. He ain't had the best day against Smitty, but Surtain can ball. I'll give him that.
I got Smitty on my leagues, a couple of my leagues too. So I want him to do good. I want AJ Brown. I got AJ. I had to get the Eagles receiver. I got Quez Watkins on the bench, just in case. If I didn't get no Eagles receivers on some teams, I got Quez Watkins on the bench. Just because I feel like he's just a home run hitter.
Mm-hmm. A question. I've been thinking about this a lot. I actually wanted to do a video about it, but I'll just air it out right now. So we got 3 good receivers, right? AJ Brown already getting his money. Smitty gonna want his money, and Watkins gonna get his money. Well, want his money. Do you think we could pay all 3, or one of them gonna have to go?
Ari, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't want Quez Watkins to go, but I feel like he's going to be the one to go because they're going to have to pay Smith. I don't want to give up Smith at all. He's just a genius, man. Like his skill set is second to none. Like I was saying earlier, Quez Watkins though, when he goes, he's going to be a number one receiver somewhere. He definitely is. Honestly, I feel like we got three number one receivers but like of course, AJ Brown is Smitty got the most skills, but Quez Watkins' ascension is real. It is real. And he speaks with conviction. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm the fastest in the NFL. And I'm standing on that. I'm like,
I don't think he is, but I love the confidence. I definitely love the confidence. I don't think he is, though. I think I'm still mad at him about the 49ers game when he got caught from behind. I don't know. Certain guys,
no, but for some reason, that happens to a lot of receivers. Like when the ball, like so for some reason, it's like you catching the ball, so it's like your concentration goes away from your acceleration.
And my thing with that catch against the 49ers, he kept looking back. I think if he would have just kept straight, he probably wouldn't have got caught. But
facts, because he had to track. You still got to track the ball. So like him looking back, he's tracking the ball. So that's going to kind of like take away the concentration from the acceleration. So I still think even him, I feel like we can I'd rather do it with AJ Brown, but even him, I feel like they can do like a little slant route, check it to him, and then he can get out in space and go.
Let me tell you this though. I seen Quez Watkins in person. He actually a lot bigger than what he is on TV. Because when I went to the practice, I sat in the front. I'm like, yo, that's Quez. Like he got muscle to him, but the way his body built is kind of like slim, but you could see like, oh, that's why it's kind of hard to get him down because he's still built at the same time. Whereas though Smitty's starting to get that body. Yeah, Smitty's starting to get that body too. So if Smitty get a body like that, it's gonna be hard to tackle him too. So that's why I'm like, yo.
Season starts this Thursday. It's crazy.
Yeah, you watching again? I might be working Thursday. I probably can't.
I'm watching all the NFL games, man. I got like 3 phones. I'll be setting up like 3 different games on each phone. I got a laptop, then I got the TVs. I'm looking at like 5 games. I can do the red zone, but I'd rather just look at all the details. Turn the volume down. If the Eagles game on, that's the volume that's up. Everything else is down. Yeah. But I'm looking at everything else.
But let me tell you this. I already told my manager, and I wasn't even playing. He was laughing. I'm like, yo, anytime the Eagles play Monday or Thursday, I'm not coming in. I'm calling out. When
Facts.
Like start laughing. I'm like, no, I'm dead serious.
Dead up.
I'm calling out. Like, but other games like that, was the Rams and the Bills.
Because right? you got a business. You got a business. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay on your business. You got to stay on your grind. This is worth it.
That's true. And right, that's the Bills and the Rams. That I'm gonna be mad missing that game though.
That's gonna be a crazy game. Like Bills Rams, because we all gonna be looking at the crazy offense like Bills against they both got crazy offense and defense. Actually, they're both sides of the balls on both teams is crazy. Yeah. Like if you do fantasy and you do like IDP leagues like me, like individual, like. You got a lot of Buffalo Bill players on defense. You got a lot of Ram players on defense. You got a lot of Bill players on offense. You got a lot of Ram players on offense. It's just like them teams is just built to go all the way. To go all the way. And I think that's why the NFL got them matched up the first game of the season because they know like it's going to it's just the best way to start off. And they got Tampa Bay.
Oh, go ahead.
My fault. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I think isn't the Sunday night football game is Tampa Bay versus the Cowboys again? Because that was the first game of the season last year, and that was a really good game. Went down to the wire.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, they trying to start off. So the NFL set it up. They try to start off. They try to set up the storylines too. Like so, that's why you even see like Deshaun Watson come back week 11 against the Texans.
Let me see if I can find the week one schedule because you got a point with that. They are setting up them storylines, but I really thought it should have been the Bills and the Rams in the Super Bowl. I said that from week 1. I'm like, last year. I'm like, it's gonna be the Bills and the Rams, but I don't know. The Bills just can't get past the Chiefs for whatever reason. They actually changed the rules for them. It's crazy. But man, I don't even know what questions to ask right now. All right, so do you think I'm gonna bring up some rookies, N'Kobe Dean? Do you actually think he will eventually take somebody's spot? I mean, I think our first starters with the linebackers are pretty good. People got saying, nah, he gonna work his way up. I don't know if he gonna work his way up too fast. I guess a TJ Edwards and a Kaiser White,
Well,
unless we run the 4-3.
like
I mean
Slim,
3-4.
this year,
He's going. If anybody position going to take is going to be T.J. Edwards because T.J. Edwards is the green. So the quarterback of the offense, and the Kobe Dean, that's what he is. Kaiser White is an outside linebacker, and the Kobe Dean don't play that position. At least when he was at Georgia Bulldogs, he didn't really play that position. So if T.J. Edwards, if he falters, and they take him off because they keep him on the field for every play. They take him on the field for one play. That means then the Kobe Dean is going to be coming up.
I don't know, man. TJ Edwards is a dog. The only way I could see N'Kobe Dean coming up, which is probably going to come down to a salary cap and money. TJ Edwards going to want some money. Eagles going to say no, and he might be on another team, and we might roll with N'Kobe Dean. But the linebackers right now is pretty good. That's why you could cut a Davion Taylor. Davion Taylor is very talented, but he was just lost on the field.
And he was always injured.
Yeah.
So it kind of could show you what's going to happen with Miles Sanders if your availability is not around, and they get more and more running backs. They're getting more and more running backs. Just like they got a lot of linebackers. It's like we have a lot of depth, man, and the best ability is availability. Just like look at Jordan Howard on the running. We always get him and grab him, but we know we can't really depend on him because of he have a stinger injuries. So, and I feel bad for Miles Sanders. I just hope Miles Sanders is smart enough to realize, ask for some money, but be smart, be frugal with your money, man. I'm not saying be cheap, but be intelligent with your money, because at the end of the day, running backs don't have a long shelf life. And you already getting injured, so they're gonna look at it like that. So you can't be asking for Ezekiel Elliott money or Derrick Henry money because you don't. I mean, but I'm not telling the man what to do. You're gonna ask for what you want, but I'm saying you're trying to stick with the team. You're trying to still trying to be loved by the Philadelphia fans. Be real with yourself, brother.
Yeah. See, my thing with Miles, though, to go back to him, I think he will be a great number 2 running back. That's my thing. I just don't think he that number 1.
Damn.
Hold on, wait. Is that's outlandish to say?
Damn.
No.
You said, damn, number 2. Like who's starting?
I don't know, but I'm just like speculating. Like if we get somebody, I think he. Like when we had Jordan,
we had
Howard,
Kareem
right?
Brown, if we had Kareem Hunt or something, Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, like when it was him and Jordan Howard, and he would follow up behind Jordan Howard, he'll look better. But when he's that number 1 guy, it's not too good.
Yeah, him against Jordan. Jordan Howard used to block for him, right? And he was able to get holes because of Jordan Howard. Like Jordan Howard would, like if they do like a 2 running back set, Jordan Howard was able to block, and then that'll leave things open for Miles Sanders.
Exactly.
I just hope Miles Sanders just grind, produce for us so we can get the Super Bowl this year. And then he can have a stronger case to say if he stay healthy the whole season and be like, yo, can you look out for the kid? But other than that, you can't just like it with Jalen Hurts. Like it's like you gotta be intelligent. Like if you're going to try to play like these other people around the league and hamper the team more than they're not going to keep you around. They're going just like, nah, like we have a lot of skilled people here. And we can plug other guys here. And they're trying to go for and Howie Roseman, he's very smart with managing the money right now. Because after that Carson Wentz, they gave Carson Wentz all that money, and we was in dead cap. We looked like we was in dead cap hell. He made moves. And I think he learned from that. So
yeah. So I mean, you want to go into Jalen Hurts again? But
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Well, you already know how I'm carrying it. You know how I'm carrying it with Jalen Hurts. Like before even Lord Bronson put the Hurts season hats out, I was already because I seen the team believed in Jalen Hurts. I seen how they really believed in him, so I was all in with them, and I was so excited about that Bucs game. I even was one of those people on WIP, sports radio, Philadelphia. They be having polls on Twitter, and they're like, how the game against the Bucs gonna go? And I'll be like, we're gonna blow them out, or they said who you want to go against, the Rams, Bucs, or whatever. I voted for the Bucs because that's who I wanted us to go against. I'm like, I want us to go against the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I want to go against Tom Brady out the rip because I feel like when they asked Jalen Hurts, they said, Jalen Hurts, when the first time you seen Tom Brady? And he said, I don't watch Tom Brady or something like that. He said something like that. And a lot of people felt some type of way about him saying he don't watch Tom Brady. And I was like, why they want him to be on Tom Brady jockstrap? He's probably not a fan of Tom Brady. Everybody has to be a fan of Tom Brady. Everybody got to watch Tom Brady or feel like he's the greatest. Jalen Hurts might feel like he's better than him. I like that. I want him to feel like he don't need to, you know what I'm saying, be a well, I hope he did learn some things from Tom Brady, but you know what I'm saying? He gloating Tom Brady like everybody else is.
Yeah, and I heard he was working with Tom Brady during the off season, so that's pretty good.
No. I think that's a rumor that they made up because he didn't like the fact that Jalen Hurts. Yeah, because Jalen Hurts. Remember when they asked that question to him at the press conference, and they said when the first. Yeah, so I think they didn't like the way he responded. A young black male, and he's like, "No, I ain't watched no. I don't know. Remember the first time I watched Tom Brady? He ain't say it in a disrespectful way. He just said." And it was like a long, awkward pause after he said that. And they felt some type of way at the fact that he said he don't remember. And he kept it that day, I don't remember. So now in the offseason, they wanted to say he worked with Tom Brady. Because, that's the whole thing. Tom Brady's the face of the league. So they always want to promote him and keep him coming back. Keep him, saying I'm retiring. And he comes back and it gets more eyes on the league because they want to see Tom Brady win the Super Bowl again.
I agree with that. I
don't think he worked with Tom Hoss though. He worked with the guys that work with Tom Brady. I know that's been confirmed.
Tom, I don't know if I'm saying his last name right.
Tom House.
Yeah, House.
That's been confirmed. Now that been confirmed. Those things, the coaches he worked with has been confirmed, but the Tom Brady thing is never really been confirmed. Yeah. Okay. But it sounds good, you know what I'm saying? It's a good storyline. He's an understudy of Tom Brady. So just in case when Jalen Hurts does good, guess who's going to get credit? Tom Brady. It's like this Chris Sims thing, the whole title of this video, Chris Sims picking the Eagles to get to the NFC Championship. So the Eagles, my fault. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, so the Eagles get to the NFC Championship, he's going to say they got there despite Jalen Hurts. And if they don't get there, they lost because Jalen Hurts is not a good quarterback. And that's why I ranked him at number 25 below Mac Jones, and Justin Fields and the rest of these guys. Yeah. Well, what was your point?
No, you said exactly what I was going to say. It's one of those things. It's like, okay, we make it far. It's not because of Jalen Hurts. I had this great roster. If we don't go anywhere, it's because of Jalen Hurts. Y'all need a new quarterback. So Jalen Hurts is really in a tight spot, and he got a lot to prove, though. I think he gonna show up though. He's absolutely correct. He's made for that pressure. If this was Carson Wentz, I'm like, I don't know, he might fold. I'm keeping it real, because when the team didn't coddle to him on Carson Wentz, it's like he fold or catch these attitudes and stuff. So, and remember Malcolm Jenkins said that about Carson Wentz. It's like,
Malcolm Jenkins don't care. Malcolm Jenkins, because he's a leader. He was the one that was really hyping us up in that Super Bowl and all that. He was the one that was rallying the troops. Besides Brandon Graham, it was him. It wasn't Carson Wentz, but you see Jalen Hurts. Carson Wentz never hyped up a team, but you see Jalen Hurts do that. He like last year, he's like, man, we built. He said something. He was hyping the team up. He was doing a little like what I see Drew Brees be doing, like with Drew Brees. He talked to the Saints or something like that, which I think that's where Michael Jenkins got it from because he's from the Saints really. And it's just like that shows you a leader when you're doing that. Carson Wentz never did that, and plus Jalen Hurts say John. Like Jalen Hurts talk like us. Like he tries to like he tries to incorporate the culture into himself. So it shows that he really appreciate his opportunity here. He really appreciate being in the city and representing us. Carson Wentz never did that. Never. Yeah. Even Nick Foles said, John, like I just look at that type of stuff and it shows me the type of character and human being these guys are. And it makes sense why the team is rocking with them because they invest themselves into the team. And so the team invests themselves back into them.
I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, Jalen Hurts, he really like he at the Sixers games. He buying the Philly gear,
making cheesesteaks, cooking cheesesteaks. Talking about the West Philadelphia violence that's happening with children. Like it was a press conference he did over the summertime, and he talked for like 5 minutes about the violence of Philly. He talked about where he's from, and he's just like, "Yo." Like, and then even talk about the Buffalo massacre. He had a like he just
He's
get it,
leader.
man.
He that leader.
He just get it. He's in tune with the culture, and that's what then we got Hassan Reddick and Kaiser White from this area. So it's like, bruh, I feel we going to the Super Bowl, brother. Like I do, and I'm not on no Chris Sims stuff. I just because I believe in Jalen Hurts. I really believe we're going to get to the Super Bowl, bro, because it just remind me, man. It just remind me. The only thing we missing is a bruiser back, like we had bruiser back like in 2017. But man,
so we hoping Trey Sermon could be that guy, but we will see. A lot of people was like, "Yo, was hitting me up like I don't know what you see in Trey Sermon, but he's soft to me." A lot of people was telling me like, "Yo, he kind of soft." Like I don't know.
But that's it's a beautiful thing. We have 3 other running backs, so we can put him in there, you know what I mean, and see what he can do.
I'm like, man, he was a 3rd round pick last year. I'm like, he can't be that bad.
He might have the Rager syndrome, you know what I mean, where you overthinking, you thinking too much, and then what happens is it hampers your body, it hampers your ability because you're thinking too fast and you making mishaps. Because think about it, anybody that's nervous, like when you're nervous or you have stage fright, that's what happens. Like Floyd Mayweather says this all the Floyd Mayweather, because you know I love boxing. Floyd Mayweather says this all the time. He said, yeah, he can be faster, he can be stronger. He can punch harder, but not everybody perform under the lights the same. Not everybody perform under the lights like I do. So basically, he's saying like these guys can have like these great attributes, but they falter because they making mishaps because they overthinking. The pressure is getting to them. So, you know, that's what's going on with these young guys like Jalen Rager, Trey Sermon, because they having success at college is easy, but then they facing these NFL defenses and you getting hit by grown men, like really grown men that's really putting in that chiseling their body to a titanium type of hardness. And they ain't trying to get hit, just like Dallas Goedert too. Like he's a big guy, but that's why he dropped some passes because he's not securing the ball and he's like trying to turn around.
Decisions. But yeah, you got a point because I always say like college people are playing for like scholarships, which it's not a bad thing. Or
they really playing for girls. They playing for the girls,
parties, things like that. But when you come to the NFL, you got mortgages, you got family,
facts.
You got all this, and you gonna go hard because you ain't trying to lose none of that.
And to be honest with you, unfortunately, us in the Black community, not all of us is very financially disciplined. So guys, they get this money and then they already got credit, like, you know, they're already lending out credit or getting credit lended to them to get houses and stuff like that because they know they're about to get this big check. And they thinking that, I want to get a big contract, but you're getting hurt now. This is going on. This thing's going on. So that's more pressure on you. You also trying to look out for your family or your mom. You know, that's the thing too. You know, we always think about when we get out the hood, like, I'm gonna make sure I get my mom a house and stuff like that. When your mom really was supposed to get that for you, make sure you grew up in it. But that's our mindset. Like, we're going to, retire our mom or get our mom in a better situation. And like when we get into some good, and when we get our blessings, but we never discipline ourselves, and that's unfortunate, man. So that's probably what he's going through too, because he, like a lot of these guys is going through, like they get this money when they first signed to the team, and there's a lot of money, more money than they ever seen before, because these guys not superstars. Jalen Hurts, like even Jalen Hurts, he's on news a lot right now. But in Alabama, he's at Alabama. He didn't have no money. He was a college player.
That's true.
But
they starting to pay the college players now. Sure.
Oh yeah, they're giving them money now. I don't know. I like that. I don't know how I feel about that, because I think Deion Sanders was saying, like, it's already hard enough. They don't have the staff to really help these players, like, stay in line in a way. Not stay, like, not like they try to control them, but like, give them discipline. Like, they discipline and understand, like, it's a privilege to play and be in front of these teams. So like when you give them this endorsement money and stuff like that, it's putting them in a real adult position, and then they can start doing things like the NFL players doing, like where they put credit on their money and they buying houses and stuff like that because they think they're going to get this endorsement deal, but all of a sudden you suck, or all of a sudden you didn't get drafted, all of a sudden you unemployed. Yeah,
I feel you.
And they can be, and let's be honest, these banks are really like they like to come at people like on the street when they lend people money. They call them loan sharks, but that's what banks are. Banks and all this in this system is loan sharks, and they prey against the young, especially in our communities. Black, brown, minority communities, even some white communities. They prey on people that they know they can take advantage of, and who's the easiest target than an athlete.
That is true. Athletes are not the smartest with their money. They go broke a lot. So, I think the statistics say, like, after 5 years of being retired, most athletes go broke.
And that's even our community, like people win the lottery, or like say if somebody gets some good, like, a relative die, give them money, they go broke quick because they try to look out for everybody else. They're not managing their money correctly, and they're not paying attention to the money. They just think it's always going to be there instead of like being frugal. It's not being cheap, it's being frugal. Frugal means that, you taking you have discipline, and you have the wherewithal and the awareness to how your money is going to how to work your money. That's why you're not. That's why for real, bro. I'll be looking at mugs in Philly, and I'm like, we in the city. We love to eat out so much. But that's expensive. Always going to get a cheesesteak. Always going to a Wawa. Always going in Wawa, especially Wawa. Be robbing the pockets, bro.
Wawa that's the spot, man.
I know Smitty and Daz Goddard and Vontae Maddox might not like what I'm saying, but y'all can't afford Wawa. A regular Philadelphia, we can't, bro. We go in there, get a hoagie, a soup, some juice. That's $20 right there.
Facts. I'm with you.
I can only go to Wawa when it's Hoagie Fest, like when it's the Hoagie Fest, because then the hoagie's like $5. I go there.
All right, man. Do you want to get your last thoughts? Let me wrap it up.
Oh yeah, bro. I just want to say, man, I appreciate you, man. I'm always tuned in. I didn't know you let people hop on this joint, but if I see like a topic, I would like to hop on and give an opinion. But like, I really appreciate you. I appreciate all that you do, and I'm gonna continue to support.
To be fair, this is my first time doing it. Like, I just want to experiment. I'm trying to grow my platform. So it's like new stuff I'm just been trying, see if it works, see if it sticks. So I've been telling people, like, I'm going to start going live at least once a week. At least once. Probably pick Saturdays or something.
I think you had a good amount of people in here. I think
you do like 38, I think, was the highest, and then it was just fluctuating. So it's just new stuff I'm just trying and see if it worked.
It was pretty good. I think it was a dope show. The other guy, his audio is a little off a little bit that's why I'm kind of worried about my audio. I don't want to say too much. I don't know, like, if I'm sound crazy, because I'm using some new mic on this phone. But yeah, I appreciate you. Aki. Real talk, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. I'm gonna tune in. And if you unsure about this, like, you could keep this on like in your privates, and then like chop this joint up or something like that. Cause this joint long. There's a
Yeah.
pause. This joint long.
No, let me let it rock out. Let me just keep it up there. I'm probably not gonna edit anything. We ain't say nothing too egregious.
Yeah, because that
so.
takes time, bro. I understand that takes a lot of time. That's why I didn't even start my joint yet, because it's like, man, editing is crazy, bro. That's like a whole different sandwich. But yo, appreciate you, bro. Have a good Saturday. Like,
You too, man.
I want to try to get me a little joint right now, matter of factly, bro, because it is Saturday night and Memorial Weekend and shit.
Yeah.
So, yo,
I might-
enjoy your night, bro. Appreciate
you
you,
too,
bro.
man. All right, about to wrap this thing up, and yeah, it was great to have everybody up. We reached 38. We got 5 in here now. See the numbers lowering and lowering, so it's best to end it now. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. But this is Al Kabir, the analyst. Ghost.